right. And we are live. Hello, devoted geeks. Welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to you know you're loved. I'm Dallas. I'm so glad you've hit the play button today. Welcome to the stream this evening. It's going to be a good evening. We're going to be continuing our journey through the book of James. And tonight, we're going to be rating Batman animated films. So, I realized I don't have all my audio set right. I apologize. John for Playing Games with Strangers. 30 months in a row. My dude. Thank you so much, brother. How are you doing today? Hold on one second. Let me change my audio so I can actually hear things. There we go. Cellcast is in the house. He goes, ooh, a Wild Dallas finally appears. Yep. Apologize, guys. Took a minute for us to get ourselves together. How to eat food. That was one thing we had to do. We had to eat food in this household. And a couple other things. Johnson still recovering from GeekCon. I bet, man, dude, you hustled. You earned some rest, my dude. I appreciate all your help last weekend. Celeste is lurking. My love. Cool. Hey, we may also later, we did this last year. We may go through pictures and talk about GeekCon tonight. We might do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see how this plays out tonight. All right. So, let me get my drink. So, got my cool little Anime April water bottle. Want you on audio? Yeah, we could have you on there when we do that. Oh man, this game right here. All right, let me share out the stream real quick. Ooh, that was tart. Business.
Oh my gosh. I died.
So.
You die so much in this game.
I need to apologize to John and to Branson.
Okay, so Cassie, since you weren't here when we did it, she goes, oh no!
Good times.
Cassie, you're a favorite today, dear. All right, so since you weren't here, let me let me show you the storyline behind
this. Is a long clip, yo.
Open up the holo.
I didn't realize how long this clip was.
So we're looking for it. Yes. All right.
And I thought it was shorter than this mess.
I don't know if you can hear it.
There we go. So what I need to apologize to John and to Branson is I had hold on, I gotta screenshot something real quick because this is hysterical. Snipping tool. I was getting everything ready to go for advertising the podcast that came out, right? And while doing that, hold on. Work for me. Partial. I scheduled the announcement about the bottom shelf and the Gundam Watch on the main Facebook page. And guess what? I screwed up the scheduling and they came out at the same time. So, yeah, just shot SEO in the foot. So, I was frustrated. So, hey, John, if you could do us a favor, if you could share out the bottom shelf on your personal stuff, that'd be great. Oh, I could not believe I did that. I could not believe I screwed up the release of the schedule. I was so mad at myself. I realized what happened. Cellcast goes, my apologies for not being at GeekCon. I had a prior commitment. Totally cool, man. Totally cool. So, all right. So, guys, we're gonna jump into our Bible study, and then when we're done with the Bible study, we will go on to do what's the word I'm looking for? The Batman rating stuff. What just happened there? Oh no, it's messing up. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. I gotta re-grab this line here. Copy, paste. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. Weird. And then at the end of the Batman stuff, we'll talk about GeekCon. We'll post some pictures and talk through it together and laugh and have some fun. It'll be a good time. Be good times. So let me share us out to the Discord and we'll be ready to rock and roll. What's going on? John gifting a sub to Space Hawk. My dude, come on, brother. Valindro just became a devoted Twitch geek. Ladies and gentlemen, Valindro's in the house. What is going on? There's a lot of people suddenly became sub. That's cool. Or did you sub these people out? My dude. I appreciate it. Valindro. Brother, I literally, like just a few minutes ago, saw your post about you being sick this past week. Are you okay, man? Are you dying? Like, what's going on? Was it the plague? Like what was going on with you, bud? I'm glad you're better. All right, here we go. All right, let me share this out. Prancing pony. Bum, 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 bum. All right, everyone. Send now. All right. All right. Boom. All right, everything's set. Val says, I got the con flu without going to the con. Oh, that's terrible. You got the con crud with no con. That's terrible. I'm sorry, brother. I really am. All right, let's change up our camera setting. Dale's in the house, resubbing, my dude. 50 months in a row. Legendary. Dude's a legend right there. Dale. What's up, brother? Dale, you're in time, bro. We're about to start the Bible study. Are you ready for this, bud? Let's go jump into it. Boom. Huzzah! Here we are. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are in the book of James, continuing conversations through it. We are starting James chapter 2. What's up, Tungsten? Glad to have you here. And Dale, you are a legend, sir. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, sir. You are a legend. I'm gonna shrink down Squidge a little bit more. There we go. All right, let's jump into it, guys. The sin of partiality. Now, again, just kind of recap. James is talking to a group of people who are dispersed across the land, and they're trying to figure out life, but figuring things out. And some people are doing great, and some people not so great. And so he's correcting some stuff, okay? Real quick, Val says, I'm not sure what happened, but I woke up Thursday morning with a sore throat, and by the end of the night, had a fever and chills. Were they multiplied? And the whole thing, I still have a cough and some congestion, but finally feeling better. Good, man. I'm glad you're feeling better. Lord, I just pray for Val. Lord, you continue to bring healing to his body. Lord, help him to kind of walk through this, and Lord, provide for him in the name of Jesus. Tungsten says, James and the giant peach. Nope, wrong James, Tungsten. John says, I'm partial to the scripture. It's a good one. It's a good one. Tungsten says, you know him by his fruit. I like that. I like that. All right, let's jump into this. My brothers, show no partiality as you hold the faith in our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory. Right at the gate, he's telling them, show no partiality at all as you hold the faith of the Lord. So meaning our faith should override our personal preferences, right? Our faith in Jesus, our faith in who he is, should override our preferences in other things. Verse 2, for if a man wearing a gold ring and fine clothing comes into your assembly, and a poor man in shabby clothing comes in, and if you pay attention to the one who wears the fine clothing and say, you sit here in a good place, while you say to the poor man, you stand over there, or sit down at my feet, have you not then made distinction among yourselves and become judges with evil thoughts? So James he's bringing some corrections on. There is a situation in place that appears that the people were showing partiality to people who had authority, who had riches, people who seem to be higher class than the average person. Now, this is a problem that's taking place that James is bringing correction to. Why is it happening? Various things. Again, these are people who are dispersed. They're trying to figure out life. It's good to rub shoulders with people. It's good to rub elbows with people who are higher up, right? But he's saying, don't do that. Like, what are you doing? You are being like the judges with evil thoughts. He's telling them that you have to stop doing this. Hey, thanks for following, Super Tanker. Appreciate it, my friend. So let's go. So here's a question. Ask your question, babe. Val says to John, no, I tried juice and vitamins, though I'll probably get Amazon. And cool, man. So let's go. If it was reversed, would it be the same issue? That's a great question. That's something I was actually going to bring up, Celeste. If it is the reverse, we're showing partiality to people who are less fortunate, that are poor, and we're actually snubbing rich people. We're snubbing people who quote unquote have everything together. Is that the same problem? Well, again, James is speaking to a very specific situation. The situation is people snubbing people who are poor, right? But what is the command? Show no partiality. Period. Okay, get that? Let's look at it. Show no partiality. That's the directive. That's the command he's given to us. Yes, situationally, we're dealing with this. I believe, personally, across the board, this goes both directions. I should not show partiality towards one group over another. Now, does that not mean that I go, okay, I need to pay attention to certain people who are in need of help? Yeah, I gotta do that. If there are people I know that are hurting, that need some love and some attention, I should, if I see that and I'm burned by it, I need to make sure I pay attention to them and help them out. At the same time, I don't put them above other people. We're all on equal ground. We're all the same place. Mr. Kimboy, what's up, brother? Welcome to the party. Paladin Pirate Gaming. Good evening, my brother. How's it going? All right, let's continue on. Verse 5. Listen, my beloved brothers. Has not God chosen those who are poor in the world to be rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom, which he has promised to those who love him? But you have dishonored the poor man. Are not the rich ones who opposes you and the ones who drag you to court? Are they not the ones who blaspheme the honorable name of which you are called? So let's look at the situation now. This isn't just a matter of rich versus poor, but what he's looking at is that the people that they're showing partiality to are the very people who are persecuting the church, the very people who are attacking them. So what he's saying is like, look, don't show partiality just because they have stuff and just because you don't want them to maybe take your stuff away. You need to be across the board. He continues on, verse 8. If you really fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures, you shall love your neighbor as yourself, you're doing well. If you're really doing that. But if you show partiality, you keep committing sin and are convicted by the law as transgressors. For whoever keeps the whole law but fails in one point has become guilty of all of it. So there are people, there seems to be a situation where some people they're acting all, I'm this, I'm that, I am spiritually superior because of X, Y, Z. I keep the law, I do all these things, but they're doing this. They're not loving their neighbor as themselves, which is a commandment we're given. So if you're not doing that, you're guilty of the whole law, period. Verse 11, for he who said do not commit adultery also said do not murder. If you do not commit adultery but do murder, you have become a transgressor of the law. So speak and so act as those who are to be judged under the law of liberty. For judgment is without mercy to one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. So what James is saying is, look, understand where you're at. God's going to judge your heart. He's going to judge what you're doing. He's going to examine things, and he will take care of what needs to be taken care of. So learn to love people as yourself. Learn to be across the board with things. Catch back on chat real quick. John says, in the same sense, to minister to the needs of a person is not to show partiality. Sure, absolutely. Pedestrian, what's up, my friend? Guys, glad you survived Econ. I'm glad too, Pedestrian. I'm glad too. So, what is our takeaway today from this reading of the passage? If I were to make it short and sweet and direct to the point, don't be a jerk. That's my summary. James said don't be a jerk. James says love your neighbor as you love yourself. Plain and simple. Don't show partiality. Don't elevate people over other people. Yes, there is situations out there. Look, I love every one of you. I care about every one of you. But we're gonna kill this bot real quick that just dropped into the chat. What's happening here? Hold on one second, guys. Get rid of the bot. Oh, thank you so much for banning that person for me. Appreciate that, guys. Don't be a jerk. Words to live by. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tuggs says, oh, but being a jerk is so much fun. Oh, my dude. So, but for reals, like, I looked at a person once. I was talking to a guy, and some of you may have heard this story before. He is a very influential person in my area, and we were talking, and I said, look, man, I'm gonna say this with all the love in the world, but understand, I don't care who you are. And he kind of looked at me, you know, in context, we're talking through about some stuff, and we were walking through, and he was going through a hard time. So look, man, I genuinely just don't care who you are. As far as your position, the authority you hold, or anything like that. My question is, are you okay? Are you as a person doing all right? Because that's what's important to me. I don't care if you're high class, low class, whatever. You're a person. And I care about you. We need to look at everybody that way. Yes, again, there are situations that we have to. There is authority, there is leadership, there are responsibilities. I love every one of you, but my wife takes authority, takes a priority in my life over every one of you in the stream. My family takes priority over you guys in the stream. There are things I have to do for my church because A, it's my responsibility as a pastor at that church, but also because it's my job and I got responsibility I do for as a job. This is part of life. But at the same time, the value of a person is a value of a person. It doesn't matter where they come from, what they've said, what they've done, or what they may do. You're still a person that God loves and cares about. He has a plan and purpose for your life, and I have to treat you as such so that you understand the value that God has on you. So that's our takeaway from today, guys. That's our big lesson of the day. So that being said, how can we pray with you guys? We're going to pray real quick, and then we're going to get into our rating of animated Batman movies. And then again, like I said, at the end, we're going to talk about GeekCon. We're going to get John, how are you, up on the Discord chat line, and we're going to talk through. But let's pray, guys. How can we pray? Let me know how we can pray with you guys. Well, and while you're leaving that in the chat, I'm going to pull up the thing. Breaking system. Here you go. Tier maker. Let's see here. Celeste says, a person is a person no matter how small. The Lorax, I think, probably. Tungsten, praying for your family. Absolutely do. Dale says, keep my father in your purse. Absolutely, man. Can do that. Make your own templates. All right. Any other prayer requests we can do for you guys? Let's see here. Kimboy says we finished basketball conditioning, so now we can finally do actual fun things. Well, that's good, brother. I'm glad to hear that. Tunks, because I like the Lorax. Well, not the new movie so much, but the old one. That's cool, man. That's cool. Well, guys, let's pray, and we'll jump into it. Okay. Lord, we just thank you for your presence and your grace. We thank you, Lord. Lord, we thank you for the lessons of James. Just so practical, so pure. And Lord, I pray right now that, Lord, speak to our hearts. Lord, if we've been showing partiality to certain people, Lord, I pray that you convict us of that thing. Lord, that we repent. Lord, open our eyes to see people as people that you love, the people that you care about, Lord, that we should care about. Or like this old song says, Lord, break our hearts for what breaks yours. And that's the people. Lord, let us learn to see people in our community in a new way. Lord, whether it be people who are socially the lowest of the lows, to the people that are the highest of the highest, Lord. Let us see them on the equal ground as children who you love and you care about. Lord, pray for our friends here. Pray for Tungsten's family. Lord, pray, Lord, that you be with them. Lord, you provide. Lord, you take care of the situations that they have at hand. Lord, let them know that you care about them and you're walking with them every step of the way. Lord, we thank you that Mr. Kimboy, his basketball conditioning is over. And Lord, he's walked through that, but now he gets to do fun things. But Lord, I pray, Lord, that Lord, he appreciates the conditioning, that the prep work that was done, Lord, so that he can do those fun things well. Lord, pray for Dale, for his father. Lord, I pray for healing in his body. I pray for his family, Lord, you help them to walk through the situation they're in right now. Lord, you just bring peace and clarity to them. Lord, I pray for our friend Valindro, Lord, who's been sick. I thank you, Lord, that you're already bringing healing to his body. Lord, he's already better than he was. But Lord, I pray you continue to bring healing to him and make him whole in the name of Jesus. Lord, for the rest of the time, Lord, I pray that you just have fun as we goof off, as we talk about animated Batman movies and GeekCon, and just celebrate everything you've done. In the name of Jesus, amen. All right. Cool. All right, I have to fix my camera. Hold on one second, guys. Let's see here. It's a little dark, it seems like, on my side. I'm trying a new system out with my stuff. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, that's a little better. But I'm trying out a new system, and where I'm at doing a lot more manual controls. Oh, wait a minute. That's not good. Why is that down? There we go. Yeah, I thought the frame rate was off a little bit. I had it at 1/50 instead of 1/60. That's not good. All right. Catch up on chat. Tungsten says the new one was okay, but kind of weird. Oh, interesting. Dale says the glare that makes you look like Silent Bob or Kevin Smith. What? Tungsten says the New Testament is pretty good with practicality, as far as I know. It is. A lot of it is. Everyone says amen. Silkhouse goes, Mask of the Phantasm, Sub-Zero, and Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker should be at the top. Funny enough, they're not on the list we're doing today, buddy. Oh, man. Movies. Hold on, I'm pulling up what we're basing off of. Anniversary collection. All right, so here's what we're basing off of. We are basing this entire thing off of the 80th anniversary collection. Okay, and let me show you guys what we're looking at here. CPU. Full screen. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. We're looking at, it looks like this right here. This collection came out, and I realized I almost bought this, but I already owned most of this. So I didn't. I did not buy this. I thought about it, but I did not. Okay, so, but we are going to talk about these movies. We're going to rank these movies here. Silkhouse goes, then it's already wrong. Paladin Pirate Gaming says, Hope Pirate is now taking another hijack. Let's go. What's up, Hope? How you doing? How's softball going, my friend? All right, so just so you guys know what's on the list here, let me zoom in here. We got Gotham Knight, Year One, Under the Red Hood, Bad Blood. Why? That's actually not on my list. I didn't get that. Hold on a second, guys. I apologize. For some reason that wasn't listed whenever I was pulling these things, so I apologize. We're gonna fix the list on the run. Save him and Jazz. Bad Blood. All right, let's see. Batman versus Robin. Son of the Batman. Dark Knight. Assault on Arkham. The Killing Joke. Batman Harley Quinn. Gotham by Gaslight. Batman Ninja. Return of the Cape Crusaders. Mask of the Phantasm, Mystery of the Batwoman, Public Enemies, and Apocalypse. These are the ones that are in this one collection. This is what we're going to be ranking today, okay? So like last time, guys, bear with me. I'm going to do a quick intro, and then we're going to jump into it, okay? All right, so a little marker here. Actually, yeah, let me do a little marker. Okay, 5, 4. What's going on, Devoted Geeks? Welcome to Geek Devotional, the show from Devoted Geeks. Or Devoted, you know, say words, Dallas. Let me see if I can get rid of some of this. Yes. No. If I can get rid of some of these ads, apparently not. All right, let's try again. 5, 4. What's going on, Devoted Geeks? Welcome to Geek Devotional, the show from Devoted Geeks. Or Devoted, you know, loved. I'm Dallas, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ranking animated Batman movies that are found in the 80th anniversary collector's edition that they put out a couple years ago. For context, I am a big Batman fan. If you guys haven't seen the video where we ranked the live action Batman movies, you guys should go check out that video. But today we're doing animated ones, and already in the live stream my chat is angry at me because we're not including certain ones. But again, we're basing all off the 80th anniversary collection, which includes all of these movies right here. So let's jump into the tier list, shall we go, guys? Catch up on the chat real quick, see what people are saying here. Hope Pirate says, our Paladin Hope Pirate says, softball's going good. I have a game. Let's go, sis. Now, remind me again, what position do you play? What position you play in softball? Tuxton says, Cellcast has a point. He does. Dale says, Gotham Knights was a good one. Cellcast goes, Mask of the Phantasm is on there. It is on there, but the other ones were not. All right, so let's jump into it, guys. Let's jump into this list, this ranking that we have here. All right. So start off, we have Apocalypse, and so let's pull this up here. Let's read the quick description of Apocalypse, just so we know what we're dealing with. Coming all the way down here to the bottom of the list. Batman discovers a mysterious teenage girl with superhuman powers and a connection to Superman. When the girl comes to the attention of Darkseid, the evil overlord Apocalypse, events take a decidedly dangerous turn. Now, this one right here, ladies and gentlemen, I watched years ago. And obviously the mysterious girl, it's Supergirl. Is it good though? It's okay. It was all right. It's not my favorite. It's not what I'm like, we gotta watch this. It was interesting seeing Batman and Superman together. And now, why is this part of that collection? I don't know. I don't feel like this belongs in the collection. I just don't. But that being said, it's not a bad movie. It's not S tier. Not at all. So, but I'm kind of mad. Like, there's not much that really just gets me going about it. So I'm gonna put it here on C tier. That's where it's gonna be. Catch back on the chat here. Paladin says, oh, you're a catcher. And I feel, dig it, sis. That's cool. Are you good at being a catcher? I tried catching once, and I did catch the ball with my face. So I'm not good at that. Are you good? Cellcast goes, of these, I've only seen Mask of the Phantasm, Gotham Knight, and Return of the Caped Crusader, and are the only ones that these I've seen. So fun story. I've seen all but just a couple of these, and we'll point out those ones that I haven't seen. In fact, we'll probably hit the ones I don't know first, just to get them out of the way. Now that I'm thinking about it, we're probably going to do that. But I've seen all of these, and which is what kept me from buying this collection, to be perfectly honest with you. Dale says Darkseid. I meant to say Darkseid. I apologize, Dale. John says, is it just retelling of the... No, this is nothing like Death of Superman at all. You're thinking of Doomsday, John. And which their version of Doomsday, it's okay. It's not all right, but it was an all right one. Tungsten says Superman's cousin. Yep. Kim Boy goes, Energizer Bunny is giving thumbs up. It happens. It happens. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, Darkseid. Paladin says it was a part of the run of the DC animated series. Yes. Tungsten says I was a catcher in softball when I was a kid. Nice. And yes, she is. Oh, good. Did Pirate take back over again? John goes, oh, that's right. Dale says you've seen most of the movies. I've seen most of the movies. Fun fact, John, the death of Superman, the death and return of Superman, my library in Ash Grove, Missouri had the omnibus of it. It was one of the very first big graphic novels I ever picked up and read all the way through. Cannot to this day find that omnibus in a respectable price. But it's one of those ones I want to get. There's several that I've been collecting over the years that take me back to my days in Ash Grove as a kid. But yeah, it's on it. All right, so let's continue on. We're going to talk about the movies I haven't seen. That's a great idea for the chat because again, I've seen almost all of these. So, Assault on Arkham. So here's the deal. I don't think I've seen this. I have memories of seeing clips of it and bits of it. So I can't rank this well. I think I might have seen 5 minutes of it. I have. So here's what we're gonna do. Can I add a tier? Will it let me add one? Oh, come on, guys. It won't let me add one. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll quick rearrange. I'm gonna put it down here on the D tier and list it as unknown. Oh wait, here we go. Add row. Dig it. Boom. All right, can I rename this? Come on. Unknown. I don't know. Like it looked like it was okay movie, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be worth watching. Gaming says it's more of Suicide Squad movie than Batman movie and the spin-off. See, that's my problem. Is there's a couple of things that were in this list that, in my opinion, are not Batman movies. I don't think they should have been in the collection. And I feel like there were more than this already when it came out. You know what I'm saying? Tungsten says, a friend of mine got a bunch of omnibuses for like $1 each that the library was getting rid of. My dude, that is legit awesome. That is stinking amazing. Dale says, or you could put a question mark there. I could. All right, so the other one that I'm not sure about is this Batman Harley Quinn. That's just another one I just haven't seen. I'm gonna put down here at the bottom. I'm sorry for those of you who are hardcore Harley Quinn fans. I've never really been a big fan of Harley Quinn to begin with. It just wasn't a thing for me. But that ends out of the 18 movies in this collection, the fact that there are only 2 that I'm not seeing, I feel like I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm doing all right. All right, so now we got Batman Ninja. Okay, so this is one that's controversial in my opinion. There's some people who enjoyed it. There's some people who thought it was absolute trash. It has been years since I've seen it. I did a review for it for Victims of Villains years ago, and I apologize because I never got the review out for Geek Devotions. I need to work on that, get that out for you guys. Because I told you guys I would back in Anime April, and I apologize for not doing that. But is it good? Is it worth watching? I like it because of the various animation styles that take place in it. I like the anime tropes they put in it. I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. It's not S tier. I think it's better than Apocalypse though, honestly. I think it's legitimately better art and I think it's better story. So I'm gonna drop it here in the B tier. That's where we're gonna put it. Dell goes unknown for me too. Okay. John says, the problem with some of these is that they feel like a quick cash grab for promotion for what the DCEU was trying to do. I can totally see that in some cases. Especially with that one, the Arkham Asylum. The rest of them, not so much where they were at, but some of them did feel like quick cash grabs. Paladin says, sub-story is different from dub. It is a little different, isn't it? I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me of that, Paladin. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that. So I'd be intrigued to watch the Harley Quinn one just to see. Yeah, we can do that, Celeste. So either one, I think, Paladin. It's either one for it though. All right, next is Batman versus Robin. So we'll bring up the description of Batman versus Robin up here. I was excited about this one because at the time in the DC comics, you had Batman and Robin, the comic kind of relaunched, and Batman was getting used to Damian, all these things. In this one, while Damian Wayne struggles to cope with Batman's no-killing role, he soon starts to believe that his destiny lies within a secret society known as the Court of Owls. Now, this is interesting because I love the Court of Owls. That was like one of the coolest things to come out of the New 52. It was a fascinating storyline and plot line that went through the Batman comics and the Batman and Robin comics. And from my understanding, they're kind of jacking with that whole thing right now in the comics, and it doesn't make me happy, but it was fascinating. Was this good though? It was an adaptation of the story. This is one of the things that killed me, is they changed a lot of the stuff. And I wanted to like it so much. Problem is I was in the middle of reading the actual stories in the comics at the time. It's not S tier, it's not A tier. I still think it's better than Apocalypse though. The art was clunky in Apocalypse. The art's better in this one, the storytelling's a little better, so I'm gonna put it here on B tier. That's where we're gonna put it. Cellcats goes, the animated series Harley was the only Harley I liked. I respect that. I can respect that opinion. So let's say something to Paladin. I missed it. I don't know what was happening. Cool. All right, so next up, let's go ahead and get the other Batman Robin out. We got Son of the Batman. Now this takes place before Batman learns he has a violent, unruly preteen son secretly raised by a terrorist group, the League of Assassins. Again, this is one of those ones where they changed a lot of stuff and it was bothering me, but it was still interesting the way they played out. Now, to be fair, the way they've played out Damian's story over the years, it's adjusted multiple times. And they're always very similar, but there's definitely some different things that change up. I enjoy it. I liked it. It's not S tier. It's definitely not, bam, I gotta watch this over and over again. But it was fun. I'm gonna put it on B tier also. That's where we're gonna put it, guys. John says, I liked Arkham game Harley. That was interesting Harley. That was genuinely an interesting Harley. I enjoyed her. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this Public Enemies out of the way. Because the Batman Superman. Come down here. Let's read the description of it real quick. When Lex Luthor gets elected US president, he uses the threat of an oncoming kryptonite meteor striking Earth as a rationale to frame Superman. The story was okay. I feel like I read the comic years ago, and it was an okay comic. This I think John will fall under a cash grab because I remember when the DVD dropped, it came, like you get a special edition that came with the DVD and the comic book in one. Is it great? Honestly, I think I was bored with it. It just wasn't hitting right. I'm gonna put it on D tier. Just wasn't for me, guys. Dale says there was a lot of animated Batman movies that I didn't see. It happens. It happens. All right, let's hit this one. Batman, the Mystery of the Batwoman. Come back up here. Where'd you go? I know she's here. There she is. Mystery of the Batwoman came out in 2003. Now, right off the bat, I'm telling you guys, I have a little bit of nostalgia for the story. I was working Hollywood Video at the time when it dropped. Watched it while working. So I have a little bit of nostalgia for it, okay? But the story goes, the Dark Knight must contend with a mysterious female vigilante who emulates him, but to a ruthless degree. This wasn't bad, actually. Like, it was an interesting story. It had to me, for some reason, it had a combination of animated series and Batman Beyond feel to it. But it was a good story. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's up here in the B tier list. I'm gonna put it down here C. It was fun. It was a good story to watch. Dale says I read that. Paladin says DC made animated movies like Marvel makes live action ones. Yes and no. They got better, Paladin, about are you talking about the frequency, like how much they're pumping out? Because they pumped out quite a bit, absolutely. But historically, the DC animated films are better. than Marvel animated films. Does that make sense? That's kind of how I fall with it. Dale says, put Public Enemy on the bottom shelf by the movie. I grew tired of Superman versus Shazam thing. I respect that. I respect that completely, Dale. All right, so let's jump into this one. Batman Dark Knight. This one I have strong feelings about. Celeste goes, hopping over here to see if I can keep better signal. Okay, babe. John says, the true mystery of the Batwoman is why comics need to have a gender swap counterpart for every hero instead of investing in new interesting IP for the gender. That's interesting. The thing is, there's always been a Batwoman's been around for a very long time. They just keep resurrecting the character in different ways. That's the thing that they run into with that. Stelcast goes, I'm curious how James Gunn's DC Universe is going to turn. I'm very curious about that too, Stelcast. Very, very. And Pirates going, wow, Dell voting down a Shazam movie. Right. Well, to be fair, Paladin, it wasn't a Shazam movie. Shazam was just present to be a counterpart to fight Superman. He was more of a storytelling device than an actual Shazam character. Anyways, let's talk about this Dark Knight thing. Now, I'm doing it as one cohesive unit because that's how it was meant. It was meant to be one cohesive unit. So let's look at it. Batman was part one. Batman was not seen for 10 years. A new breed of criminal ravages Gotham City, forcing 55-year-old Bruce Wayne back into the cape and cowl. But does he still have what it takes to fight crime in the new era? Then part two, the Batman has returned after 10 years absence. The Gotham authorities have arrested him. An old foe wants to reunion. The feds want a man of tomorrow to put a stop to him. Now, I have a lot of love for this story. This was one of the stories, I have it back here, that I read when I was a wee lad living in Ash Grove, Missouri. I read the graphic novel at Ash Grove Library. I remember sitting on the floor, reading it, renting it, checking it out, whatever you do with books now. And I took it home and read it there. I love this story for multiple. Hold on, one second. I want to show you guys something. One second. Ugh. Let me show you guys my love for this. Hold on. This right here. This statue is a replica from the series itself, Dark Knight. This is the second half of it. This young lady right here in Dark Knight was a Robin. She was a Robin, and in the second one she becomes a Catwoman. I have a lot of love for the story for multiple reasons. This statue, this whole thing, I've been staring at the statue for years. My sister got it for me for Christmas years ago because she knows it means a lot to me. It says a lot to me because it's kind of the illustration of the evolution of discipleship and raising up the next generation. She's a Catwoman, not Dale, not Cheetah. But she is she starts off as a Robin and she's kind of just doing her thing. But she becomes her own person. She becomes a Catwoman, and she does it her own way. And then in the third version of Dark Knight, she actually becomes a bat person. And so I have a lot of love. I have a lot of love for this story in this world. Okay, so let me put this back real quick. 1 second. All right, I'm back. So I have a lot of love for this world, and again, to the point that I have a whole statue. And again, there's a lot of deeper meanings to it for me. If you guys haven't listened to my Why I Love Batman episode of the bottom of Geek Devotions, go check it out. You'll see why I have a lot of love. That being said, where does this fall? Where does this story fall? I put it on A tier. I genuinely, like, even though they changed some stuff to it, it was fascinating. The world was interesting. There was a grittiness to it. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. So A tier goes there, right there. Back on Retro's in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the party. Goes, are you sure? This is set up Thundercats. I am overtly confident, sir. Overtly confident. John says the Rock ruins everything. Baba says I will stick with my David Zucker movies. Thank you. Cellcast says to John, snatching up a similar name of an established character before the competition did. We don't need another Captain Marvel situation. Indeed, indeed. Dale says Batman meets Mad Max. It was kind of that way, wasn't it? It really was. Thunderbat says Cellcast. Chitara didn't look like that. No, she did not. Retro says to Paladin, definitely trying to be silly, emphasizing on to think, my dude. All right, so next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have Gotham by Gaslight, which we have talked about on the show before, and we actually have a review of the animated one. Let's read it. In alternate Victorian age Gotham City, Batman begins his war on crime while he investigates a new series of murders by Jack the Ripper. Now, again, this is one of the stories that is iconic. This was, from my understanding, the very first Elseworlds story, which if you guys know me, you know I love Elseworlds. That's one of my favorite things that DC's ever done. It's kind of their version of the What If franchise. So is it good? Is it a good thing? They changed a lot and they added a lot. Now, understandably, the original book is kind of short, but it could have been better. I'm going to put down here on C tier. That's where we're going to put it for now. Let's see here. And Cellcast goes, let me just say I miss Gotham by Gaslight. I feel you, brother. I feel you. Dumpster fire for Gotham by Gaslight. Wow, Paladin Gaming just flat out. I'm not having it at all, he says. That's some intense emotions. Why is that, Paladin? John says, I forget, did they make an anime movie? They did. They did do that. I haven't watched it yet, but they have done that, John. All right, next up, Gotham Knights. Ladies and gentlemen, another controversial pick that's out there. Come back up to the top. A collection of key events mark Bruce Wayne's life as he journeys through from beginner to Dark Knight. Now, this is one of those ones where they got 9 different stories. They got 9 different animators, and they are all telling different portions of stories. This was fascinating. There was like segments of Batman's life, and if you pay attention, they're all based around the world of the Christian Bale Batman world. Okay, I appreciate the storytelling. I appreciate the art and the aspects of it. I'm gonna put up here a B tier with these right here, which again is controversial. People do not like me saying this at all, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, let's see here. Retro says if Mask of Phantasm is D tier, he's going to riot and he's going to quit because it's clearly Mask of the Phantasm cannot be on a bottom shelf. That's what, because if you guys don't know, Retro Rewind podcast, Francisco Ruiz, he rated Mask of the Phantasm as a classic film in his review. In fact, let's pull up Retro Rewind podcast. Let's see how it's rated on his website. Batman, Mask of the Phantasm. Oh. Why can't I find it? Batman Begins, Batman Returns, the Batman Collection. What is happening here, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, wait. Did we not review this on yours? I could have sworn we reviewed it on yours. Was it the Cellcast? Come on. The Cellcast. What is happening here? Why can't I just go to Cellcast? There we go. Surely. Did he really erase it from his database? Come on, dude. Lame, Francisco. Lame. Oh, Cellcast goes, Roy, you don't know what you're talking about. Name ain't Roy, says Retro. Be that way then. Retro says, I'm getting a taste of my own medicine and it's bitter. Oh, Bowden says, changing the story so people read the comics, couldn't just follow the story. The religious villain, yeah, I understand that. I can understand that mindset, bud. Now they didn't change the story just so to make people read the comics. They changed some of the story because they were trying to add to the story. Now the religious villain, I had issues with that too. Dale says one of the movies that were lost. Yeah, apparently. Celeste goes, did Jared take it away? Maybe. Cellcast goes, ratings aren't in the site. We never actually covered it. I feel like we did. I feel like we did cover it. Oh, there it is. Mask of the Phantasm. My bad. I apologize. It wasn't on his. No, I remember having this conversation with Francisco. What the crap is happening? What in the Bearstein world is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen? I have a memory of talking about Mask of the Phantasm with Retro Rewind podcast. Ashley, and what is happening? Am I in another world? Am I in another dimension? What's taking place here? Well, let's put it out on the table right now, ladies and gentlemen. The ranking for Mask of the Phantasm, a movie I saw as a child. It was Batman the Animated Series turned into a movie. I saw it in theaters. I had the poster on my wall. It was noir. It was a detective story. It was creepy at times. It was fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, it's S tier. I genuinely love this movie a lot. I genuinely love this movie a lot. Is it fast-paced in action? No, it's not. It's a chill, slow burn. Deal with it, all right? Just deal with it. Move on with your life. It's fun. Oh my gosh. Cellcast goes, Phantasm was down there. He goes, it's a multiverse after all. Kimboy goes, yes, you are. Cue dramatic music. Exactly, Kimboy. Most of the movies in this time period pulled the switch. Hush and Long Halloween. Other examples, you're not wrong. Retro says, wow. John says, I heard F tier. Well, you heard wrong. You heard wrong. It's a good movie. So, and somewhere out there, there's proof that it was ranked as a classic on Retro Rewind podcast. Somewhere in the multiverse. Bubba says, in this reality, I side with Francisco that they have not done it on the show. We're gonna have to fix that. Have I already given Retro my thing? Have we already decided what movie we're doing? Because that's not, we're doing that one. It's gonna be you, me, and Ash, so we can make this reality match the one that I was in where we reviewed it already. Yes, hashtag give Retro money right now. Oh my gosh. Dale says Batman Returns packed out the theater. Mask of the Phantasm, I was alone. I don't care. It was good. Again, this is my personal list, guys. It's perfectly fine if you guys don't like these. If you don't like what I'm saying, I know for a fact I'm already getting flack for Batman Ninja and Gotham Knight. I already know it. Oh my gosh. All right, so next up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, The Killing Joke. Now this is an interesting one. Come down here. As Batman hunts for the escaped Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime attacks the Gordon family to prove a diabolical point, mirroring his own fall into madness. Now this is a iconic story. It's a controversial story. This is where Barbara Gordon gets shot, and the Joker takes images of her and shows them to Gordon. Some people say that certain things took place. Some people say no, it's not. If you read the book, it doesn't say anything. I don't think it's hinted at. Now, does it take away how she was violated? No, she was definitely hurt in a major way, and it was inappropriate. But like Dale said, this is the R-rated movie. It was interesting to watch. It's a dark film, guys. It's hard. It's hard to watch, and but it's an interesting story. But because it's hard to watch, I'm gonna put it here on C tier. That's where we're gonna put it, guys. Pal goes, I'm waiting for Retro to have to do the Indiana Jones fan films. Oh yeah. John says, which one was the one where the Joker shows Jason Todd how to change a tire? Well, funny you should say that, because right now we're going to talk about Under the Red Hood, John. That's next up on our list. Under the Red Hood, there's a mystery afoot in Gotham City, and Batman must go toe-to-toe with a mysterious vigilante who goes by the name of Red Hood. Subsequently, old wounds reopen and old once buried memories come to light. Now, this is the story of the aftermath, John. It's not the actual event, but the aftermath. For those who don't know, Jason Todd is an old is one of the it was the second Robin, and everyone hated him. He was whiny. He was a brat. Literally, people hated him. Plain and simple. However, what happened was they had a vote. Literally in the comics, you could write in and say, or you can call in and have him be killed by the Joker or survive. And people overwhelmingly voted, please get rid of this Robin. And they did. Years later, they brought him back as the Red Hood. He was a young man who had been, Ra's al Ghul had put him in the Lazarus pit. He came back. He was alive, but he lost his mind, got a little cuckoo, and he basically was Batman, but more violent and deadly, willing to push the boundaries that Batman wanted to do. As Dell is saying, Death in the Family was the comic book arc that happened. This wasn't a bad story. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It's not S tier or A tier. And I see Paladin thinks that S tier should be for The Killing Joke. It was not a bad adaptation. You're not wrong about that. But for me, again, it's just hard for me to watch, which is why it's at C tier. This one, I'm going to put right here on B tier. I enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting story. I thought they did a good job with it. It was good. It was a good adaptation. They did better than Arkham Knight did with that story. Just saying. So Cass goes, as much as I like Return of the Caped Crusader, I'm thinking it's A tier. Really interesting. So Cass goes, Jason Todd was killed by the readers. Yeah, exactly. And he became someone else first in Arkham. He became someone else first in Arkham? Who did he become first in Arkham? What are you talking about? Dale says Red Hood, Joker, previous moniker. Yes, it was his previous moniker. Interesting enough. I just finished reading the three Jokers that Celeste got me, and they talk about that, about the fact that he was he took up that moniker, the Joker. John goes, oh yuck, Adam West animated is next. Gross. John goes, I can't talk about Arkham without spoiling the game. That's fair. That's fair. Like, so I didn't like how they did Red Hood at all in Arkham. All right, so Return of the Caped Crusader. This was interesting. Now, I know John's issue with it. It's just the voice. Because Adam West voiced Batman in this. And he's totally right. You can hear the old man. Like, it didn't sound like young, but because he's not young. You could tell that he was old. So it was awkward. I will say this, John. The more you watch it, you get used to it. Does that make sense? You're just like, okay, it is what it is. What's interesting about this is it's super self-aware. Like they're cracking jokes about how about the silliness of it. Like literally, there's a point where Batman stops Robin and says, "Hold a second. We can't just run across the street like this. Jaywalking breaks the rules, and as duly deputized citizens of Gotham, we can't break the law, no matter what." And he's like, gosh, Batman, you're right. It's cheesy. They are super, super aware of that situation. So, hey, Celeste, can you do me a favor? Brian Erickson just called me, if you can call him back for me. But they're super aware of that situation. It's campy. It's fun. It gets a little dark, but even when it's dark, it's still campy. That's it. I was kind of falling asleep during it a little bit. I know that Cellcast says he wanted to do S tier. I get that because of the nostalgia feelings for it. I can't put it on A tier. It's not there for me. It is a better story than Apocalypse. I can definitely watch it better than I can The Killing Joke. Again, I enjoyed Killing Joke's a good movie. It's hard for me to watch because it's just so dark. I'll drop it on B tier. That's where we're gonna put it. Dale says, what about Burt Ward? He's in it too? That was weird, having Burt Ward play a teenager. Dale says, Julie Newmarket. John says, Dale, Burt Ward did Robin too. Yep. So let's go. We'll do. Bruh, so help me if you S tier the movie. John, I'm sorry, brother. You have to actually watch the movie all the way through in order to really give it a view. Like you gotta watch it, man. Just because you saw a clip where it sounded weird, come on, man. I've seen you give movies on the bottom shelf better shots than this. Dale says, I'm asking, did Burt Ward sound old? He did sound old. And again, it was really weird. Okay, last one, Batman Year One, ladies and gentlemen. This is another one of those ones that is an iconic story. Again, if you watched the episode of Geek Devotions called Why I Love Batman, you know that this story has a special place in my heart. I actually have the first issue of the original run of it, slabbed, rated 9.0. It was a gift from a buddy of mine. So a lot of love and nostalgia for it. I liked it. I thought it was good. It was a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna drop this up here on the A tier. This is my ranking right here, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys right here, right now. Dale says, what about William Shatner in the later Adam West movie? I'm not sure. John says, I have a response to that TBS comment, but this is not the place. Okay, that's fair. Shatner is always good. Cellcast goes, Cape Crusader will come up on the Cellcast rewind eventually. Let's go, dude. Let's do it, man. Let's see here. All right, so this is my ranking of these movies. Want to hear from you guys. What is your ranking of these movies? Do you agree, disagree? Where would you put some of these things? Again, these are my personal feelings about it. Some of these come from a place of nostalgia, some emotional feels to it. But what about you guys? What is your S tier film in this setting? Let us know and leave comments. Appreciate you guys. All right, so I'm gonna hit marker and let me hit download this. Download image. All right, save. Cool, guys. Cool. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. So Celeste is texting me what he said. I haven't seen the Two-Face one, Cellcast. Okay. All right. So Celeste, if you can call him back and deal with that, I'm looking at 8 a.m. for that situation. So if you can call him back, and that'd be great. Dale says he voiced Two-Face. Did he really? Celeste goes, all right, that. Retro says, would November 1926 work for you guys to be on RRP? I can recommend some awesome movies like Batman Forever or The Dark Knight. We can talk about that later. Let me check with my calendar, which is my bride. John says, I'm ready to go. Cellcast goes, is yours if you want it, Dallas. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. We'll talk about that in office hours, guys. Dell says, again, I don't see all the movies. Phantasm tops for me. That's fair, brother. That's fair. Baba says, bottom shelf, favorite bad movie, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. What? Hold on a second. Hold on. We got to get John in the audio log here. Hold on one second. John, can you hear me? John?
I can hear you. I'm just trying to balance out I have to mute
Oh, okay.
Twitch because I get weird echoes.
I totally get it. Man. So
that sour Bobo, you are incorrect, sir.
He said that sour Bobo.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation made me want to stick a knife in my face, bro.
Oh
Seriously.
my gosh.
And that's no cap. That movie made me want to hurt myself because pain just seemed like a better option.
Oh.
I have nothing nice to say about that movie.
Here at Geek Devotions, we do not support the thoughts and opinions of John Hardy from this past moment about self-harm.
My church doesn't support my thoughts or opinions, so this changes nothing.
Lord. I said about self-harm, you goober. Cellcast goes, this is reminding me I need to finish the Amazon show. I finished it. It was all right. Bob goes, fatality. Baba goes, I love to riff as much as I watch that thing. That's fair. If you're making fun of it, that's cool. And apparently, John, you're very quiet. Hold on one second.
It's on my side. Podcast. Okay, I was about to say I'm at my normal podcasting levels on my board.
Yeah, I have that desktop audio turned down.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I got Pochita next to me too.
Ooh, Pochita. Nice. All right, well,
Pochita banana.
All right. So guys, we're going to talk about GeekCon. We're going to review. We're going to go through the pictures I have and talk about it and have some fun. Let me hit a marker.
Hey, I know those people.
Hey, you do. So this is the opening picture. This is Celeste and I. We had just gotten to our booth. John was outside detained by authorities for daring to help walk us into the building.
They hated the fact that I was there to help you so much. I think
they got in trouble for letting people through last year, and so they're like, "Oh, you can't come in if you don't have a thing." Which I respect that. I do.
I can respect that, but I had a paid ticket, and if you're there verifying for me, then I mean, yeah. But I mean, whatever. I understand protocol. At that point, I was stuck in line behind somebody who smelt a lot like pee.
Oh, awkward. It's sad.
Yeah,
actually, that's really sad.
According to your wife, that's con life.
Well, setting the line's con life. People not smelling good is not. So, all right. So going on. So this is a booth Celeste and I are at. It's Hot Wheels, which is a local roller skate rink place, but they're having an event pretty soon for wrestling for little people. Otherwise known as, I'm afraid to say it because I'm afraid I get in trouble.
Don't say it. It's actually one of those words that can get you in trouble.
That's what I thought. So, but little people wrestling, that's a thing, and that's taking place. And so Celeste, I'll take a picture in their rink they have. And then this again, waiting for the start. Boom, here we go. Right off the bat. Dale says he's having Wi-Fi. Having a Wii moment? What does that mean you're having a Wii movement, Dale? Oh, a Wii movement. Oh, Dale. He's referring to your guy who smelled like urine, John.
Yeah, I caught the subtle joke. I wasn't. That's the thing you're not supposed to say out loud, Dallas. Sort of like Cellcast saying he was hoping hoping this smelled like black eyed peas, but I know better.
Oh
well,
gosh.
You know, it was a good night that night. So
the jokes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here's a picture of me with a young lady. She's a cosplayer. So fun fact, this young lady, Celeste and I met our very first GeekCon, and she was dressed up as animated series Harley Quinn. And she's talented. She does a lot of cool stuff. You'll see her again later. But she was the main character from The Last of Us. And
Ellie.
Yeah, and what's funny is I was talking to her, and she said that when she was coming up, one security guard was like, Are you for the con, or do you need help? Because all the blood on her face. It was pretty cool. But she's a cool kid. I like her a lot. She's like, hey, you want to use the bow and arrow? I'm like, can I? I'm trying to figure out how they got allowed to do that. Like, I figured that she would have gotten in trouble for that, but kudos for them to enter through.
Hey, maybe next year I'll bring my crossbow.
Oh, there you go. Dale says, no, you and Celeste Nintendo Wii boxing. Oh, he's talking about Celeste and I Wii boxing.
Valendro says, yeah, they tried to stop me from going in early the year I went too, but I was like, nah, I'm helping. And they're like, okay, and didn't bother stopping. So it's your fault, Valendro.
Yep.
I'm going to blame you. He and I had a very different experience that year. Like everything that could have gone wrong for me 2 years ago when we were both there did.
Right. Yep. The thing is, and this is the deal, act like you belong and you'll be fine. And so John Frudiger has a lot of experience of faking it till he makes it. So
see, the only thing I look like I belong in is a short vehicle going to a state hospital.
True. Bell says it was quite an adventure. It really was, man. All right. So next up we have two devoted geeks. Actually, this is Wade wearing the What the Duck shirt. And then our friend Mike, who's actually one of our devoted Patreon geeks, dressed up as Spawn. That dude dropped mega weight to put on this costume, actually. I was really proud of him.
I met him for the first time this year.
How'd it go for you?
Well, I mean, I met him several times for the first time this year, rather.
Yeah.
Because he was at the table quite a bit. He was a really cool guy. So if you're listening, dude, you're a really cool guy. I enjoyed having you at the table. So
yeah, he's creative. He's working on a comic book actually about a superhero that's from Shreveport.
Now, is he a writer or does he do the art or both?
Writer, and he's got he has some major players helping out with production. He's friends with Todd McFarlane.
Yo, hey Mike, I do a podcast called Playing Games with Strangers, and we've been looking for some comic book outlet for us. So, just saying.
Dell says, "Glad you didn't meet the religious group shaming everyone. Were they still there again last past year?"
Yes, but it was different. They managed it so well. They only showed up. I only saw them the first day because what had happened. So for those of you who haven't been to GeekCon, it's at the Shreveport Convention Center. Typically what happens is they have you line up around the front of the building where it's lower than the street, so you're not on street level, and they were having the protesters on the upper level doing the protest that way last time I was there.
Right.
But what they did instead was they let people in on the side of the convention center, so people lined up inside the building this year instead of outside the building.
Yeah.
And the protesters were relegated to a little 3/4 circle curb that was across the street from the convention center. Wow. So they had no direct interaction with anybody from the con. I saw them crossing the sky bridge from the parking garage the first day, but the second day, yeah, they weren't there because they couldn't interact with anybody.
Well, that's good. Again, it's one of those things where I have a love-hate. Like, thanks to them, we started doing what we're doing, and I get the heart behind it, but just the better ways of doing some of it. Especially, There's one guy that was he literally leaning over a rail screaming at con-goers and like telling them terrible things. Anyways, that being said, Paladin says, I need to get over there 1 year. You do, bud. You do it. So, but these guys are cool. Wade here, he is a big pop collector, and he likes to give away pops to people. And like we already told you about Mike, again, he's working on a comic book. He's a big collector, dude, like a big collector. And just a really good guy. Both of them are. I have no idea what this guy's dressed up as. Does anybody know?
I'm waiting for your. Oh, there we go. I've seen it places and I can't remember where. Like every time I saw him, and there was a girl that did a feminine version of that TV person that was walking around.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask. But it was one of those things that's sticking out in the back of my head. Like I've seen that somewhere, and I almost wanted to say like it's the Joker from Arkham Asylum at the very end when you go in there and he's got the TV on his head.
I can see that.
You would think that they would have the Joker on the screen, or it would be lit up and their face would be painted as the Joker.
Or they'd be wearing a purple suit of some sort.
Right. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It was cool though. It was a really nice guy. And I talked to him a little bit about it, and just generally a nice guy. Mr. Kimboy's out. Love you, brother. Take it easy. Retro says, I support any church telling congoers that Mask of the Phantasm is going to be a person who goes to heaven. Oh, good. I'm glad that you agree with us, Retro. Dell says he wants to be Me TV. Celeste goes, I thought it was from Legion. I don't know if he's Legion. TV Head, not the real name? I don't know. Val says, it's triggering a lot of recognition. Right? Right, Valindro? Like, there's something about this that's eerily familiar. And maybe it's all part of that, like, alternate reality that we're all from. I don't know. All right, so this young lady, she's dressed up as Misa from Death Note. Super sweet young lady. She comes up, she goes, okay. I go, hey, can I take a picture with you, Misa? She goes, yeah, sure. She goes, you want to hold the apple or do you want the Death Note? I was like, yes, both. So she gave me the apple.
So I didn't see this costume, but it must have been shortly after you guys started telling me, John, you really should watch Death Note. You would really like that show. I've never seen Death Note. I found out that they're doing an anime adaptation of a book series that that those of us who are on We Read Allegedly are super into on Netflix. And so I rejoined with Netflix for the first time in 5 years, and they have Death Note on there with the English dubs. So I am going to give you the 3-episode rule on that one. So more to come on that front.
It may be a $5. I'm not sure, but how about this? Let me know and we'll talk about it.
Cool.
So it's one of those ones, man. It's great until you're in the last third of the whole story. So yeah. Cellcast goes, as long as she didn't write your name down. She did not, thankfully. Celeste goes, I don't know if it's the adaptation, but it's the same mythos. Interesting. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. A little crowd shot right here of Branson and his kiddo, and then there's this crazy guy in the background smiling big. His name is John, in case you guys didn't know who the voice here was. And
that's me in the background there.
Yep. Let's see here. Dell says, looks like the girl who ate and slept in a bear's house. Cool. So here's our family. These are people from my church, actually. This is one of my students, and this is her mom. Really great folks. This is another couple. This is Rick. He's one of our pastors at my church, and this is his wife. And if you notice the shirt, it matches the shirt in the background. That's right. They're wearing our brand new shirts that we have. And again, we're working on getting on the website, but if you'd like to go ahead and get one, reach out to us privately, and we'll make that happen. Retro and Val will be sending y'all shirts here very shortly. Having to work out some of the shipping stuff, but we are sending those out to you guys hopefully this week. So Retro goes, oh yeah, when I get mine? Well, I just told you.
Rick actually was one of the people who prayed with me when I went to church on Sunday.
Oh, cool, man. Dig it. Rick's such a good guy, man. Like, he's genuinely just a nice dude.
Yeah, I mean, the guy sees me like once a year, maybe once every other year, but he remembers my name better than I remember his. So
that's fair. He's a genuinely nice guy. No, it's interesting. He has been ordained pastor for like 30, 40 years. And it wasn't until he came to the healing place that he did quote unquote traditional ministry stuff. Like, he was always just an accountant for churches over the years. And man, he is rocking and rolling with our pastoral care team. Like, he is just doing amazing things. Val says, so I guess the TV head doesn't actually have a name or really a source, just a stock character from a piece of art that gained pop culture recognition. So more likely than not, we have all just seen images of the TV head in a suit. Okay, that's fair.
Hey, you know what, Val? Thanks for looking that up for us. It's really nice to have people looking that stuff up over chatting, because I sure wasn't going to look it up.
Val has often been my man in the chair at times. Okay, this guy right here, his TikTok is called McNasty, and he is a local teacher who got famous on TikTok for telling stories about students and the horrors of being a teacher. And,
I've seen a few of his TikToks before, back when I was still on TikTok, and he would, when he showed up at the table, I was like, I know him from somewhere. I can't put my finger on it. And then he told me, oh yeah, he's on TikTok and he's a school teacher. I'm like, oh, I didn't recognize him without his shirt pulled up.
Yeah, basically. So let's go on. Lee McNasty is his name.
All right.
And so Paladin says head to head. Knight to the Panda and my favorite Viking. Take it easy, brother. Appreciate you.
Thanks for acknowledging the Viking hood.
All right. So this is a young lady. She was kind of cool. She was at a booth that helps out with, it's a phone line. It's a phone call. It's a phone line, hotline that she answers for people who are dealing with gambling issues, but also suicide stuff. And so she works the third shift. So she works from like 11 p.m. until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Woof.
Just answering calls for people who are just genuinely hurting and need some help. So that was a pretty cool conversation with her. Everyone's like, oof, yeah. So this guy, he's dressed up as Zorro from One Piece, which, John, I just heard they're redoing One Piece. And modern animation and starting from the beginning. So maybe
have you watched the live action?
Yeah, I have.
I just saw a picture of it for the first time today. Like I said, I just jumped back on Netflix.
It's actually pretty solid. Like, it's one of the few live action adaptations that anime fans are like, hey, well done. Thank you for honoring the source.
I don't know. I saw a picture of the guy playing Luffy, and I'm like, no thanks.
It's pretty good, man. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, he wasn't. He was with other people, but when I got the picture with him, Cellcast, he was by himself. All right. Okay, this young lady, she is a gender-bent version of Giorno from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and that was pretty cool. You don't see. There were. How do I say it? I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Not a lot of people do, apparently, but I enjoy it. I think it's fun, and so seeing JoJo's, like last year we saw a lot more of them, but I've never seen this person, somebody cosplay this one right here. So this is a lot of fun to see her do this. All right, John, can you guess who this guy is?
I'm waiting for my screen to update, but I'll let you know.
Updating.
Okay. Is that Morph?
That's Morph.
All right.
Have you ever seen somebody cosplay Morph?
No.
I haven't either. I was like, this is so cool, like so original. Because nobody thinks about Morph. And so I appreciated this. Well, unless they are just walking around and then they just say they are Morph because Morph turned into that form. I guess you could do that, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, with shapeshifters, can you ever say anybody is really anybody? I mean, for all we know, Morph is just another shape for Mystique.
Yeah, that's a true story. Except for I think he fought Mystique once. I don't know. Val says, I haven't heard much about the One Piece live action, just took it that it bombed as bad as the others. No, it did really good. He says, the best live action I've ever seen were the Ronan Kenshin. I still need to see those Ronan Kenshin movies. I've been sketchy about those. They look like they might be fun. All right, so this one, I love this one for multiple reasons. One, this is one of my students, so a lot of love there, but it's a low-key minion costume. And
I can see that.
I was like, come on, sis, rock that. I appreciate low-key cosplays. Like, to me, I think those are some of the best. When somebody's like, they just like, you look at him like, are you doing this? They're like, yes, I am. You know, I got a lot of respect for that whole situation. Cellcast goes, minion. Dale goes, or could be Mork from Orc. Are you talking about Morph? Jacob is in the chat. Pick one, Liberty versus Appalachian State. I have no idea, my friend.
Yeah, it's kind of off topic, my dude.
In the left field.
I want to make sure you're a person.
I've seen Jacob in the chat before.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this is his first time chat, it says.
Oh, interesting. Maybe I've seen somebody else named Jacob. Yeah, I can't pick one.
There's a lot of people named Jacob.
All right, so this is another one. This is Cellcast got off the bat. Sans. This is one of my students also. This is the Minions brother. This guy's a really coul guy. And so for those of you who enjoyed the live stream where we played Deer Simulator, it's his fault. He's the one that goes, you should do this one. And I was like, bet. Oh my gosh. Retro says, world without Mask of Phantasm or world without tacos. Neither.
Bro, did you just offer me death or cake?
Death or cake. Oh my gosh. Succast goes, it's like a game. Name that cosplay, right? Exactly. All right, so this one is not a cosplay. This is a friend of mine from high school. He and I were one of 3 people who fenced saber on the fencing team. And so we hung out a lot. He's a really, really cool dude. He is a big, big Green Lantern fan. To the point, John, that his senior class ring was the Green Lantern ring. It was
pretty slick.
A gold Green Lantern ring with a green crystal in the middle. And
you know what else this picture can do?
What's that?
You remember those things that they used to have, those pictures they used to post on the socials where it's like, when you see it.
Yep. So, I just saw it.
I assure everybody it was completely unintentional.
Just creeping up back there. I see you. So, because well, it could be Morph. It could have been Morph. You're right. Oh, here we go. Some of you guys who remember Kelsey. This was her. She was dressed up as Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. And this pop right here, she was going to get the voice actress to sign there. I think you had the same voice actress sign your Pochito.
Pochita, yep.
Yeah. So, but Kelsey was there. That was really sweet to see her. This guy was cool. He's part of the 501st, which is a group of professional cosplayers. They're cosplayers that do Star Wars, but to be part of the group, your costume has to be movie accurate. And so super intense. But this guy was really cool. I like these guys. We talked about these in the podcast. Make sure you guys go check out Com Talk. I called them GI Mando. These are actual Army guys. They're recruiting, but they did it all up with their Army stuff. And so I respected that.
Did they ever run into the 501st or whatever they're called?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did run into the 501st. And the way Mandalorian armor works, this could actually pass, I think, as Mandalorian armor, except for the fact he's got the American flag here.
Yeah.
So this guy right here, John, do you know who this guy is?
I don't. Well,
updating.
Yep, there we are. We're updated. You talking about the dude?
The dude.
I was the one who called him out.
I know. So Cass goes, the dude. This guy
abides.
This guy was super cool. Like, he embodied the dude. A little less stoned sounding, but he was genuinely just a nice guy. And I appreciated him. Like, he spent time just chatting about just how people responded to it. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, he was true to character, and I don't even think he was trying to be the character so much, but like he was super chill. And he was cool to talk about whatever.
Yeah, definitely. Group shot of Celeste and John talking with a group of folks. All right. So I'm not sure who this guy in the middle is, but this is a guy named Stefan. Stefan is we met Stefan one of our first Geek Cons. See him every year. We're friends with him on Facebook. Really cool guy. He does a series of pictures. You know how I do my the reactions to energy drinks on social media, John? Where it's like a picture of the item and I'm looking at it and responding to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Ash, thanks for the sub, sis. Appreciate it. He took that and ran with it. He's like, yeah, you inspired me to do that. I was like, my dude, rock it out, man. But he was Robin, and look, there's John again. Less creepy.
Yeah, that one was an intentional photo bomb.
Right. Babo says, did the dude have a rug that really pulled the room together? He did not. He was not walking around with that.
He was looking for it, and it certainly wasn't in the toilet, but if you stick his head back in there, he can definitely check again.
All right, this is a cool one for me, too. This young man is a young man that I met when he was a child. He was in my kids' church, and he's dressed up as Miles Morales, and just a cool kid. He's really neat, and we run into him every so often, and just genuinely, like, he's got a kind heart, a kind spirit about him, and so this was cool to see him as we wrapped up Friday. And that was just Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about Saturday now. Boom. All right, here we are back at the booth with Celeste and I. This is cool. These two young ladies we met last year. They were dressed up low-key Ninja Turtles and April O'Neil. And these shirts are from
Percy Jackson.
Yes, thank you, John. This is why I have you on here, so I don't look like an idiot.
I do a book podcast. It's what you pay me for.
It's a true story. I pay you nothing. Anyways, Percy Jackson and very sweet young ladies. Fun fact: the one on the right, her dad is his name is Cole, and he was the camp nurse for track, which for those of you who have been around, you know track Teenage Adventure Camp is the camp for foster kids. Her dad did that. Really, really great family. I appreciated them a lot. Young lady doing Harley Quinn. And we have Mario getting ready in the background. Awkwardly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least he had a shirt on for that picture.
At least he did. Because there was a moment where he didn't have a shirt on during the convention.
Well, I mean, when he was doing that one where I don't remember what he was oh yeah, he did that driving game. Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal, yeah.
And he was shirtless the entire day.
The entire day. All right. So here's the Lomax family right here. Lady Lomax and Mr. Lomax as Harry Potter. And again, they've been part of Geek Devotions for a very, very long time. This one right here. I love this one right here. This young lady, we met her and she almost passed out at our booth.
Okay, that's the one. Okay.
Yeah. And really sweet young lady. She works with kids here locally, but just the mask was super hot. So we gave her some water. She hung out and chatted for a good while. Very sweet young lady. And hopefully we get to see her again sometime. But really fun. I loved her cosplay. Like I thought this was like this is not a hard cosplay to put together. Like it worked really well. She had some really cool pants on with some cargos. She got a nice jacket. With a hood, and she got a Red Hood sweatshirt. I mean, this is a great, simple to put together cosplay. And like when you take the mask off, man, she rocked it out. Like this is something you could just wear out and it'd be cool. So I don't know if I could pull it off because I'm fat, but she looked amazing in it as a gender bent Red Hood. All right, this guy. Did you see this guy at the con?
I did not.
So I was like, bro, where did you get the Lapras hat? And he goes, well, actually, it's actually a tissue dispenser. You you put it on top of a tissue dispenser and the tissues come out of the back of the Lapras. And he's like, I'm just gonna put it on the hat. And so that's what he did.
Nice.
I was like, I respect that, sir. I respect that a lot. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh, got another one of B, another one of his little ones with his Thundercat sword. That was cool.
Was this Thundercat sword 1 or 2?
2. It was 2 at that point. Oh my gosh. For those of you who missed it, Branson got one of those really cool like 3D printed like extendable swords, and unfortunately the first one broke, so he got a second one. All right, this is cool. This lady and this gentleman, they actually follow us on Facebook. So if I post this on Facebook, hello. But she was dressed up from Star Trek, and they got the Tribbles, which it's funny because like I think people forget about the Tribbles, and so it was cool to see that. Bob says,
well, I mean, that is the trouble with Tribbles.
That is true. That is true. Oh my gosh. All right. How is your Star Wars knowledge, John?
Yeah, it depends on if you're talking about George Lucas Star Wars or Disney Star Wars.
I'm talking about it was during the era of the George Lucas Star Wars.
Well, I will tell you that this guy looks familiar, but I couldn't place him.
This is Revan, which if you ever played the Knights of the Old Republic games.
Now, Okay, yeah, you lost me as soon as you brought in video games. I thought we were talking cinematic universe.
Oh yes, but also the books. And this was a really cool cosplay. This guy did a really good job. I appreciate it a lot. Silcast goes, Darth Revan. Absolutely. Got it. All right, this is another one. Valindro, we need your help. We summon thee. What is this character? I have no idea who this guy is. I stopped him. His mask looked cool. His sword was pretty neat. We have no idea what he's cosplaying as. John, do you know?
Well, I mean, his mask reminds me of Squid Game, but outside of that, no.
Can somebody please help us out? It was just a cool cosplay, but I have no idea what's happening here. All right, this guy right here. This guy was really neat. I stopped talking with him for a little bit. Bob says, is that from Final Fantasy VII and that crazy, stupid big blade? It's not that.
No, it's not the Buster Sword.
Yeah. So guys go, okay, he's carrying a Buster Sword from FF7, but I'm lost after that. It's not the Buster Sword, though. Like, the Buster Sword was silver. This is clearly black and red. So, it's not that. All right, so this guy, he was pretty cool. We were talking to him. We're like, okay, man, what are you doing? And so, what do you think I'm cosplaying as? I was like, you kind of look like adult Harry Potter, or you kind of look like not Harry Potter, but like the guy from the prequel to Harry Potter, the Mysterious Beast and whatever it is. And he goes, I can see that, but he's actually working on. He was trying to be Harry Potter as an adult, which I'm like, I respect the hustle. Not the hustle. I respect the upgrade.
I can dig that. I was more thinking like Doctor Who in the Harry Potter universe.
Funny thing you said that. We said the same thing. And Cellcast goes, is he the fourth Doctor? Not the fourth Doctor. I see the hair, but the suit's not crazy enough. But we were talking about that. And he goes, yeah, I can see this being a Harry. It's very Doctor Who-ish. And so we're joking with him about getting a sonic screwdriver, and he just wear the same thing one day after the other. So, but yeah. I thought it was cool though. Really nice guy though. Super kind.
Okay, here's a thought.
Yeah.
What if the Doctor is actually just a rogue wizard and his wand and the sonic screwdriver is just his wand?
That would be interesting. I don't know what in the Harry Potter world would constitute the regeneration, but that would be an interesting fan theory for sure.
Oh, I mean Horcruxes, man.
Talk to me like I'm stupid.
The things that Voldemort left around parts of his soul in.
Oh.
So that would be regeneration.
I guess so. Valen's getting back to us. He reminds me of the Fantastic Beasts Newt. Yeah, that's what we said too, Valendro. Val, did you hear our... Oh, wait. Looks like one of the... All right, so Val says the helmet for the other guy looks like one of those generic ones I see on Amazon with a repainted Buster Sword. So everyone's pretty much like, it's just a OC thing. I dig it. Val says the Doctor would certainly split his soul enough. Yeah, well, that's true. All right. So B with Lionel Sword and youngest B with the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a celebrity in the house. The man, the myth, the legend, Dale was up there cosplaying out. I was laughing at his wig the entire time. I have never seen Dale with curly hair, John, and it was killing me.
He had it on for 2 days, bro. He was Gilligan the day before.
He was killing me with it. He wasn't Gilligan. He was something else. But yeah, it was great. It was great, man. All right. Please tell me, John, you know what this guy's cosplaying as.
Yeah, he's the dude from Hitchhiker's Guide.
My dude. That's right.
He remembered his towel. Arthur freaking Dent, which I have a lot of love for this because that was my first cosplay. I'm not gonna lie. I was about to say you did that same cosplay at one point. I remember that.
Everyone's like, "Are you okay, sir? Are you homeless?" I'm like, "Well,
they thought you were the dude."
Or they thought I was the dude also. Yeah. So let's go. He was Martin from the race cartoon. Oh, that's right. It was Martin. That's what Dale was that first day. All right. This is cool. I genuinely love this. This is Professor Oak, ladies and gentlemen. And this guy is super kind. And he's part of a family that we see every year at GeekCon. You'll see him and his family later. And we've literally seen them since their first GeekCon. Super great, nice folks. but he's Professor Oak, and he doesn't talk a lot. I don't know if he's just super shy or what, but he just had these signs, so he didn't have to talk. It was just like exactly like the video game. So this was great. I love this guy so much. This guy from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's also part of that family that we told you guys about. You'll see him again on day 3, dressed up as Terry from Fatal Fury. But again, just super great guys. He's actually a cop. You right, John?
Yeah, it's just you brought up Terry from Fatal Fury, and I boned that so bad. All right, I need to get this out now before we get there, just so when we get there, I won't feel so embarrassed. But Homeboy shows up at the table dressed up like Terry from Fatal Fury. Me, I was more of a Streets of Rage fan back in the day, and I'm like, hey, that's a sweet Axel outfit. Bro was so kind. He didn't call me out on my bungle, and he's just like, "Oh, hey, thanks, man," and just kind of left it at that. But I'm just like, and then after, I didn't realize what I had done until the day after. I think I was at your house when I realized it. I'm like, I'm an idiot.
This family is just super, super kind, and I love the fact that Celeste and I get to meet up with them every year at the con. Because again, they're just real gracious and kind every single time. Baba said Streets of Rage 2 rules. That was a good game. All right, here's a group of... Huh?
Oh, I was just gonna throw it out there that Streets of Rage 2 is currently on the Super Nintendo of the NSO right now. So
it's a true story. It's a true story. All right, so we have a grouping of Catwoman from Batman Returns. We have a Harley Quinn, and we have a Poison Ivy. I thought it was cool. I thought she was trying to rock out like Poison Ivy plus a little Shop of Horrors, but it wasn't. But it could have been. I'm actually thinking like it'd be kind of cool if she had like a little lever in the pole, so the mouth opened up and closed. That'd been hysterical.
Bro, you just gave me an idea for my third cosplay for next year. I'm gonna dress up like Seymour.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to shave off my goatee for that though.
Oh man. Have Kevin dress up as a big plant. Feed me Seymour.
Yo, I can do all my shaved face cosplays for that. I'll do Seymour, I'll do the Greatest American Hero, and then of course me and Kevin are gonna do Daft Punk.
There you go.
So I can have shaved face for all of those then.
That's it. Selkas goes, that would be Audrey 2. All right. Please tell me you recognize this cosplay. John.
Waiting for my screen to change.
Yeah.
Ooh, I need a closer look at his accessories, methinks.
Just look at the face, John.
Oh, he's doing MASH.
Yep, he's MASH from Marshall. I thought it was cool. He's a cool guy. This guy right here, he was doing Two-Face, and the eye trips me out. I was like, hey man, can I get a shot with you? Yeah, sure. And he pulls out the eyepiece, like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's commitment, because to hold one of those in place would kill my eyes.
Oh my gosh. Cosplay is, I respect it. So let's go shoe cream, and then
shoe cream, funky love.
Selkas goes, well, Jessica Rabbit was behind him. She was right behind him. All right. This guy right here, I recognize his cosplay, and I think he was super excited because nobody else was recognizing it. So I gotta know, John, do you recognize this cosplay?
Is that Solid Snake?
Yep. He is dressed up as Snake, and super. He wanted to do the second pose right here. Super nice guy. It's again, he was super excited somebody recognized him, and it was a lot of fun. I was laughing. I was like, hey, look, man, just letting you know right now, if I see a box moving, I'm gonna kick it.
I'm just gonna say I feel pretty proud of myself for catching that, considering I have yet to play a Metal Gear Solid game ever.
Oh man, Solid 5 is one of my favorites. I enjoy it. Valindra says, how did no one recognize that? I don't know, Val. I really don't know. But he said that people were like, what are you? So I recognized it. I thought it was cool. So Val, you're a in the know about the games. How is it worth getting the Solid Metal Gear Solid Collection 1? Is it worth getting that? Let me know, bro.
God, I've been looking at that too.
Right?
Let me know too.
Let us all know.
I'd play that on my Switch.
Yeah. Is it on Switch? I thought it was only on PlayStation.
No, they got it for Switch too.
Oh.
But you got to remember, Metal Gear started out as a Nintendo property.
Oh yeah. My first exposure to it though was PlayStation.
Like, well, that was most people's, but
the original PlayStation at Walmart.
There was two Metal Gears on the original NES that I can recall.
Yeah. Val says if you like that game style, then yeah, it's a classic, but it's hard like any other old game. That's true. All right, so this one, Celeste was excited about this, and Celeste is super awkward. You guys know that. She doesn't like getting out of her bubble too much. And she was hoping and praying this young lady to walk our way so that she can get a picture with her. Because this is a character from the DLC of Splatoon 3. And those of you who don't know, Celeste loves the mess out of that game. That's one of her favorite games is Splatoon. And so the girl was walking away. I was like, babe, you're going to have to go stop her. I can't do it because it looks weird for me to go stop her, but you need to. So she went and got her to take a picture with her, and it was great. It literally made Celeste's day that day. So young lady, whoever's cosplaying as this, thank you for making my wife's day. I appreciate it. All right. Got a Gingerbit Inosuke, and this is cool. Again, she was super excited, and I love taking pictures with young cosplayers because they get hyped that somebody recognizes them and wants to do it. So this was a pretty neat little experience right here. Have you watched Demon Slayer, John?
Yeah. Okay,
cool.
I haven't made it past the Mist Hashira just because that guy bores me.
I get that. All right, so this is a cool one. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Josh. And if I post it on Facebook, you'll see it. Josh is one of our devoted geeks. He's in our comment section often. And he was there at the con. He was with somebody who was running the veterinarian group. And he came by and say hi. So, hey, Josh, thanks for coming by, buddy. Appreciate it. Look, you made the show, bro. All right. This is cool. These three young men, they are students in another town. Their youth pastor is an old friend of mine. And he told them to come say hi. So that was nice.
Not going to lie, Homeboy looks a little bit like that guy from Stranger Things. I can't remember his name now. Eddie.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he? I can see that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a cool story. John, who's this young lady?
Her name is Liz.
Yeah.
And she was one of the coolest people to come up to the table. And I'm going to let you tell the story because you were a little bit more hands-on with the story than I was. I was more of an close observer, but this was a fantastic story, and this you can hear about it on the recent Com Talk as well.
Yeah, so basically she came by our booth and really kind and just super nervous, like we could tell, like she was super nervous. She's looking at our stuff, and so we're telling her, she's like, are you guys godly? I was like, well, yeah, we're godly. And she's like, I guess I need a little more godly in my life. I'm not really. I was like, okay. And so we're talking, but she built this whole suit of armor by herself, and it was her first time doing a full body armor cosplay, and she drove all the way from Monroe to be part of this competition. And she was nervous to the nth degree, like super nervous. And so the guys and I are just talking to her and just encouraging her and saying like how great it was, and encouraging her on the work she's put into it. Excuse me. And she shared about some other personal struggles that she had, some things that she was dealing with. And so we got to just love on her for a moment, encourage her, and say, and we're told, hey, look, you really need to go talk to John down at the other end, who's the mid
John Stout, not me.
Yeah, John Stout, and talk to him, and it was just really cool. Got the chance to encourage her, and she ended up winning the cosplay competition, ladies and gentlemen. And that was super neat. Her Facebook page the next day, like her personal one, she had posted the picture of her in her cosplay, and she goes, today was a dream. And I was like, I'm so proud of you, sis. I was so excited for her. And again, this is why we're there. She was literally just a nervous wreck, and we got to be our part. Several people were there. There were several people in the process of just encouraging her and being part of that process. I'm just glad that we were able to be a small part of that. I
happened to be in the actual room because the actual contest was long and hot and sweaty, and it smelt that way in there. So I only dipped in for the judging of that for probably about 5 minutes. But I happened to be in there when she crossed the stage, and I'll tell you what, she struck that pose like she knew what she was doing, and she didn't seem to have any fear going into it. So
that's so cool.
She rocked it out hard.
That's it. That's what's up. Come on now. All right, here's old Kevo, dressed up, sitting next to Godzilla, which he was just super excited about, obviously, because Kevo is a big Godzilla fan.
Yeah.
We got over here with Jafar and Jasmine, which made me feel uncomfortable about that, but do you guys? And then over here we have Mike dressed up as Wolverine.
Bro had the best claws there out of every Wolverine I saw.
He did. Got a picture of it right here. And this is Mike, and this is his girlfriend, and she was dressed up as Lady Deadpool. And speaking of the claws, they look pretty good coming out of my hands right there. Like, I respected the hustle, man. Those are cool looking outfit they got going on. It was hot as a Dickens though in that costume. He said, like, he was really sweating hard in it.
Bro, I was sweating hard no matter what I was doing there. Y'all, let me tell you, when Dallas asked Kevin and I to help set up prior to the con, and we walked, they did not have the AC on while the stands were doing setup. I'm telling you now. And like, y'all were setting some heat records on top of your normal humidity, and I had a veritable weather system under my shirt by the time we walked out of there from setup.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. All right, let's see here. Here we go, the family picture. Let's go. So this is the family we told you guys about. We got the dude from Jujutsu Kaisen, Professor Oak, and then these two right here. So when we first met them, it was just these three, right? And he would normally play Cloud, and he had the Buster Sword, and he would normally do Amando, and then he would be Johnny Bravo. And you see how big he is. Like, he's a big man. And then this is his bride, who he flew all the way to Australia to go propose and to marry. So they're dressed up as Lloyd Forger and Yor Forger from Spy Family. And then they have Anya here. And Celeste was super excited to have Anya on her shoulder. And again, go back and watch Geek Devotions, guys, for reals. And check out our intro for the last several years. In our intro for the last several years, our picture with them is in there. Like, that's just been a thing for us. I haven't had a chance to adjust the new one yet, but they're part of the process now. All right, here goes Stefan again. He's dressed up as X, I think is the name of the character, and it's Robin's dark alter ego from Teen Titans. And what's cool is that X on his chest, John, it's held on by magnets. Like, you can take it off and throw it if he wants to.
Oh, well, or X gonna give it to
you. Here's one of John took of me. Getting something signed by Bob Lilly, former Dallas Cowboy, Mr. Cowboy himself. This is me holding the Darksaber from Star Wars. Sam, our friend that we told you guys about earlier, he bought that. And this is Sam dressed up as Indiana Jones, which he does every single year. It was funny. There was one year that him, a young lady named Sam, who her name was also Sam, and then another friend of ours. They did the three Spider-Man pose, like, you know how you got three Spider-Mans looking at each other? Well, all three of them were dressed up as Indiana Jones, and they were all doing that pose together. So that was kind of fun. Oh, here's Cole. This is the guy I told you about, John, that his daughters were found us on the first day that they had the Percy Jackson shirt. Cole, actually, John, was sat in on our panel that we led a couple years ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and he super appreciated that.
I'd love to do another one.
Yeah, same.
Actually, you know what my dream is for a Geek Con, and maybe you can talk to them. Like, if we could pick a movie and do a live taping of The Bottom Shelf.
Oh yeah.
For a thing.
We got to talk to those guys at Gabe's Cave. Apparently, they're the ones that handle all that stuff this year.
Now that sounds like you know who to talk to. Then why don't you get on that?
I gotta find out who these guys are. So this is Celeste with Deadpool, who you guys will hear on the latest episode of The Bottom Shelf. He was working the man-made soap table.
Big shout out to Man-Made Soap, by the way. And I did this on my Facebook. I don't plug a lot of things.
Right.
But those guys were super cool, and the soap is super good. So
It's super good. It's all right. This one right here. Celeste always feels bad about this one. What's happening with my screen over here? There it is. So this young lady here, she is dressed up as a character from the video game Little Nightmares. Celeste and I saw her last year in the same way that just like last year, Celeste goes, "Oh my gosh, you're Coraline." She's like, "No, I'm not Coraline." I felt so bad. Well, this young lady, she actually works for a local animation studio, and we met her on Friday night, and really sweet young lady, very, very talented. And she kept coming by our booth the entire time, just showing us the cool stuff. It was neat to just kind of be part of the con experience for her. And again, just very talented, very sweet young lady. Oh, there we go. Who's this guy, John? This very purpley looking man.
That's going to be an Illithid, otherwise known as a Mind Flayer from Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. And who's the man behind the mask?
That is John Stout. He is a new friend of mine that I made at the con this year. He works with a cosplay studio. I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, John. But I am hoping to have him and a few more con friends next year do a off mic Call of Cthulhu one shot when we're not at the con.
Yeah. Super nice guy. He was actually one of the main judges for the cosplay competition, and just that people called him the con dad because he was fixing people's costumes. He had water back there for people. Like, he was just a genuinely nice and sweet guy. And so I appreciated him being there. Young lady, she's dressed up as a character from My Hero Academia. So that was pretty cool. I called her Icy Hot, which is one of the nicknames they have for her character. And so she really appreciated that. All right. So, John, question.
Okay.
Do you recognize these characters, and do you recognize the person on the left?
I will say that I don't watch My Hero Academia, but I know that they're from that.
Right.
And the person on your left, you're talking about the woman, because that's who's on your left, but she's on the right side of the picture.
Right. The left side of the screen.
The left side of the screen, that's going to be the dude. No, I don't recognize him.
Yeah, it's the dude, right? Yeah. So, Cass, they're both All Might. Yeah, they're both All Might. This is depowered All Might, and then she's a ginger bent All Might. But yeah, it's the dude. And again, the guy's just super kind. Like, I don't know who you are, sir, if you watch this video, but you are legitimately just a cool dude, and I appreciated you the entire time. All right, let's see here. Celeste and I with the All Mights had to get in there. And then we got a group shot of me, Kevin, and pointing out John in the background.
He was bouncing my head on his finger is what he was doing.
Oh my gosh. This young lady, she is a cosplayer, and we have seen her for several years in a row. Super sweet, super, super kind, and she always does these very beautiful, very elegant cosplays. Last year she was Freddy Fazbear, actually. It was interesting. But she really appreciates Geek Devotions. She comes to our booth. She came to our booth just to say hi and everything like that, but super kind. And oh, there's John.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, my screen hasn't changed yet.
Yep, John sitting there.
There I am. That is a picture of me decompressing.
Yeah. It can definitely. That was one thing we tried to do with our booth, is for it to be a decompression chamber. Like, Celeste will have to sometimes go and chill out. And over the years, we had a couple other people who have just kind of used our booth to chill out. Baba goes, John as John. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I haven't actually cosplayed at GeekCon this year so far, but I have ideas for next year. So
right. So here's a group shot that Kevin got of us just chatting with Wade and just chilling at the booth. And this is me talking with somebody at the booth. This is a cool one that Kevin got. This is a guy dressed up as Batman who has a mustache. And this is a really cool action shot that he got of the guy. And this guy right here, I love this man. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Roland Stinkin' Paris. Roland is a Marvel Comics artist, and he's worked with other stuff over the years, and he's super talented. And what I love about him is he's just nice. Like, Roland's just a nice and kind dude. And in a world where you have celebrities and people who think they're all that, it's refreshing to have somebody who's just genuine. He is a music nut. Like, he knows his music inside and out. He's an old rocker. I was talking with him actually when this picture was taken. When he was saying that if he had a choice to get rid of art or music, he would get rid of art because he loves music so much. And I'm just telling you, Roland's a good guy. And if you guys are ever at a con, you see him, talk to him. If you can, get a commission from him. Branson got a commission from him, actually. It was pretty cool. So this is me talking with Dale, and then we have the young lady dressed up as the Little Nightmares character, and then I don't know what you're doing here, John. What is happening in this picture here, bro?
The Twitch screen froze for me, so I'm trying to refresh it real quick.
Oh no!
All right, here we go. I was probably talking to somebody.
You are like really into the conversation.
That happens sometimes. You can. I think I'm talking to whomever that was in the shirt that was to the left of Dale.
Yeah, that's the girl that's dressed up as the character from Little Nightmares.
Yeah. Because I think it was at that point she was calling Celeste out to me, saying she's gotten it wrong twice, and I'm like, okay, well, I know you're from a video game, and I know it's one of those dark ones that are kind of like Limbo or Inside, but the name's not coming to me. And she appreciated that I knew approximately where, but I couldn't put a name to it. So.
Right. Yeah, we can have. Yeah. All right, so we have you and Celeste now on the screen.
I look so happy.
You do.
Hey, you're on the screen too. It's all three of us.
Yeah, look at that. Dale, all posted up.
Bro's gonna go box somebody in that little ring there.
Picture of Cole getting at the booth with the family. This is a cool picture. You and Celeste at the Stream Memorial Library with a sign that says Team Audiobooks. Now, why in the world would you guys do a Team Audiobook post like that?
All right, so when we first showed up because Kevin spun the prize wheel when I was walking by for me, and I won a free book. And it was a free. It was a really slick Dragons comic book thing. Mm-hmm. So I brought it back to y'all's table and I said, "Hey Celeste, I know you're into dragons. And I think you'll appreciate this more than me." And she's like, "I know the perfect person." I'm like, "Cool." She's like, "Where did you get this?" And I took her back there, and so she went and got some more books. And then I didn't notice those signs, but Celeste said, "Come over here and hold this up and stand by this next to me." And I read it just briefly. The thing is okay, so Celeste and I are a part of another podcast called We Read Allegedly with Squid.
Right.
And there has been conversations we all are on the same side of this, but it's a conversation that does come up from time to time on whether or not audiobooks are really reading or if it's just,
yeah.
Like, listen, and where we fall down on this is that oral traditions, or rather oral and oral traditions, have been passed down for millennia prior to the written word.
Right.
And so to exclude the idea that oral storytelling is invalid by comparison to the written word is simply incorrect, because you're basically saying that all oral tradition that happened prior to that is irrelevant because it wasn't written down.
Right.
And that's not true. I mean, the fact of the matter is that the Pentateuch was passed down orally prior to Moses putting it down on, tablet, not paper, but still.
Right.
So
yeah, absolutely. Looks like Bob was in agreement with you too, also in the chat. So yeah, Team Audiobook. It's no shame, guys. No shame. This is cool. This guy, he's dressed up as Ichigo from Bleach, which Celeste and I love dearly. And this is actually a guy that we've met before. Really nice dude.
Another conversation that y'all tried to throw a anime at me, and I'm like, nah, that's over 1,000 episodes, bro.
It's not over 1,000 episodes.
You go look it up and get back to me and tell me that.
Oh, hold on. Let me look it up. How many episodes are in Bleach? 366.
Oh. What was I looking at that had over 1,000 then?
Probably Bleach. Not Bleach, but One Punch.
What? Not One Punch. One
Not
Punch
One
Man's
Punch.
only had...
I was reading the screen. I'm sorry. One Piece.
Oh, yeah, that's probably... Bobo's trying to be all practical for me right now. And
One a day.
I ain't having it, dude. I can't watch every single anime people recommend to me. Do you know how many animes people try to recommend to me?
It is legitimately a challenge to watch all like there's so many out there that I want to watch. People are like, oh, you need to watch this. Like, I can't. I'm trying. Like, and part of it is just like there's the excitement. It was easier to watch everything people said because we only got so much stateside. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless your friend had T1 internet access and he was making you stuff illegally, you were only able to get so much. But I get it. I totally get it. Val says, if you are going to decry audiobooks, you may as well decry teachers, preachers, and other presenters for any function as they are literally oratory processors. Absolutely. You're right. Bob says, I agree. I'll agree to not watch if John doesn't watch.
I mean, you watch whatever you want to watch, my dude. It's just, for me, it's more a matter of I have to invest in what genuinely catches my interest because I just don't got time to dabble in a whole lot of stuff. And then I lose track of what's going on in the stuff that I do want to pay attention to.
That's fair. I think it will grab your attention.
I'm old and it's hard for me to focus on things anymore. So
I respect that. Hey, speaking of people telling doing oratory stories, Celeste with the old man from The Princess Bride. That was cool. I've never seen anybody cosplay that before. Have you?
No, I haven't. And to be perfectly honest, I love deep cuts like this because it shows a certain thought process to what they're doing. They're trying to do something unique rather than something that's
everyone else is
trending at the moment.
Yeah, totally get that. Celeste with the greatest superhero of all the world, Whataburger Man. I want a Whataburger.
He's
now.
my hero.
I need a Whataburger right now.
Okay, so y'all pray for me because like I come down there and Whataburger's my jam and Johnny's is my jam. We got none of that up here. We have no Whataburger. We have no Johnny's. The nearest Popeyes is like literally 50 miles away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like all the stuff I love to eat when I'm down in Shreveport, I can't have. Like I blew Dallas and Kevin's mind when I told them nobody up here sells fried okra.
Right.
Like I flipping love fried okra. Don't get it. Never can have it.
Right. Hey, I just want to throw this out there for you. From the Whataburger website, you can order their ketchup, their jalapeno ranch, their honey barbecue, their mustard, and their pancake mix.
Bruh, I want a Whataburger.
I mean, I get it. I got you. But those are options are available to you.
I got my spicy ketchup koozie from the GeekCon though, and I've been using it religiously with all my flavored seltzers up here.
I respect that. So the moral of the story is Whataburger, you need to move to Washington State. And if you'd like to, reach out to us at geekdevotions@gmail.com and let us know if you want to sponsor us.
Facts. Funny story though, as long as we're talking about this, because I did check, and you'll hear him on the recent post-con bottom shelf episode, but I did talk to the guy who owns Johnny's. And I'm like, I'm just so stressed because I love Johnny's, but I never get to eat where you're at.
Right.
He's like, and everybody at the stand looks at me, where are you at? Like they were planning like, hey, let's open a store where you're at. And I'm like, I'm in Washington State. And everybody's like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So Dale's letting us know he was Marvin from Super Friends that day. And Val says, we just got a Whataburger late last year, and it is not close to me, so I don't get to get it. And sadly, the Popeyes in the area was falling off, and it's actually worse than KFC now. Oh, that's terrible.
Yo.
That hurts my soul. I'm sorry, bro. I really am.
At least it's not Raising Cane's.
At least it's not Raising Cane's. You have actual like chicken with seasoning to it. So count your blessings, I guess. If you get to have a Whataburger, Val, I'm going to tell you two my favorite things. One, a bacon Whataburger. Bam. I do light onion. They put loads of onions for me. Light onion, bacon Whataburger. And then the honey butter chicken biscuit. Woo! Yes, Lord. That is a blessing. And fun fact, they start serving breakfast at 11 p.m. So, I'm just saying, late night, it's good. It's pretty good to have. It's just a thing.
Bro, what's the name of the burger that I dig from them that's like the super worst for you?
Oh,
it's
the
like,
patty melt, my dude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The patty melt is so good. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Whataburger, if you'd like to sponsor us, reach out to us. Visit our website, geekdevotions.com.
I'm over here testifying like I'm letting my inner Pentecostal off the chains. I'm like, yes, sir.
Dell says, or John can move down here and have better access to Whataburger. Well, that's the thing, too.
I'll let you try to have that argument with my wife.
Val says, we do have Raising Cane's in the area, and it's more popular than the Popeyes. That's...
Oh, you poor man.
It's popular because you live with a bunch of Yankees. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Sir.
And,
sir.
They don't know what flavor is.
Sir.
Yes.
Take that back.
You've been here. You know a better way.
I knew a better way before I came there.
Dell says, quit with the product placement. All right. So Celeste was super excited about this cosplay. I don't know anything about it. But she's a character from a book that Celeste loves. And the fact that Celeste recognized it, this lady was super hyped also. So that was a cool, sweet moment. Bob says, pop, yes. Very slow here. They're slow everywhere. Canes equals don't go. Celeste goes, oh, Fourth Wing is the name of the book this girl's from. So, all right. So that was day 2.
I will say that as a book nerd, I can understand the fact that it's a lot more exciting when you can connect with someone on that geekery level.
Right.
Just due to the fact that it's so niche that it's like finding somebody that has the same tattoo as you. It's almost a brotherhood on that level.
I respect that. All right. So last day, ladies and gentlemen. Celeste and I opened the booth before anybody got in. First people came up, a dude dressed up as Gengar, and this guy is supposed to be John Wick. I was like, cool, dig it.
I can see that.
Super cool guys, super chill. They're like literally, this is like first thing and the doors open on Sunday morning. This one right here, ladies and gentlemen. So the lady that had the tribbles, this is her. She's the trash lady from Labyrinth.
Okay. I was trying to, because you cannot tell who or what is inside that thing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty cool. What's funny was when she rolled up, and as you guys can see down in the corner, this pup here named Venom was like, what the crap is happening here, guys? Oh, man. Let's see. Valindra says, it's popular because the Popeyes has fallen off track. They just don't care. They give you the wrong food in smaller portions than they are out of half of their stuff, and it's isn't cooked crispy. It's mushed. Oh, that's terrible. That's a sad day, man.
Yo, dude, that's
Gross.
not good.
Yep. Speaking of food, I just found out Shreveport has the last remaining Long John Silver's in Louisiana. Apparently, they just rebuilt it, and I'm like, cool. I like their chicken.
Hey, that's awesome. It's gonna get run out of town, but that's awesome.
Yeah, their chicken tastes better than Cane's.
Well, that's my shoe tastes better than Cane's.
All right, so this young lady right here, this is the person that was playing the character from The Last of Us, Ellie, doing a gingerbread Anakin, and this was cool. Again, it's just a really good cosplay. She was actually helping out with another booth there at the con, apparently. All right, now John, this is for you. You're an '80s kid. more so than me. This couple here, do you recognize their cosplay?
I want to say it looks familiar, but I can't put a finger on it, and it's bugging me because I can't put my finger on it.
Well, to be fair, my dude's pants are not as tight as they should be, but they are the couple.
Is he supposed
Labyrinth.
to be David Bowie and the girl from the Labyrinth?
Yes.
Okay, he doesn't have the right hair for it. That's the reason why I wasn't like Homeboy needed to get himself like a silver fro wig because that's not it, homie. I mean, everything else is great, but unless you're gonna shave that goatee off and put that wig on, bro, you're just all you are is the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Either way, I thought it was cool. I stopped her because I was like, "Ma'am, your dress is gorgeous. Your husband, boyfriend, it's very sharp. But what are you guys?" And they said they were from Labyrinth. I was like, "Okay, cool. I get that. That's cool." Val says, "I figured her out as the girl right away. I just didn't recognize him at all." That's fair. Val goes, "Dang, that dress absolutely rung the bell, right?" Here's another picture of him. All right, so this is a young lady. She's dressed up as a character from My Hero Academia, and she made all the stuff here. She got a ketchup bottle, which is holds blood and stuff. That's a fun thing, but it was a good one. This is a picture I drew for Josh Martin, who is the voice of Majin Buu from Dragon Ball, but he's also in a Beastie Boys cover band. So I did a Beastie Boos, and I put the three Majin Boos that he plays: Kid Buu, Majin Buu, and Evil Buu. And so that was something I did. Geek 1 and Geek 2, this is cool. These guys are actually ministers in our area, and they saw us and stopped by the booth and said hi. I just love the fact that it's Geek 1 and Geek 2. I think that's funny. It's genuinely a funny thing to me. All right. Now, John, these guys right here, I need to know, do you recognize their cosplays at all? Because they're kind of on point.
That's Reagan Arataka and Shigeru. I forget Shigeru's last or family name, but yes, it's from Mob Psycho 100. You can't not mob me, dude. I literally spent $200 on Mob Psycho stuff at the con. Like I blew my entire budget in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Don't come to me for financial advice because I will make you bankrupt.
Oh my gosh. Well, they did a great job with these. This is Michael Stanley and his family. Michael's one of our devoted geeks, really cool guy. They've been supporting us for several years now. They're part of Game Warriors, Gaming for a Cause, and they came by the booth. Last year they got the shirt, and this year they came by and got the hat. And just genuinely nice people. And this is what I love about this con, John, is we make connections with people who are they're just nice folks. Like
honestly, my favorite part of the con, and like for people who've met me in real life, I'm not an easy person to get to know because if I don't know you and I'm around you, I'm going to shut up and I'm not going to talk to you. But the cool thing about working the Geek Devotions group, and I think it's one of my favorite parts of it, is that everybody who comes to the table, like the table is like, you know, when you're playing games with friends and you're like, all right, I'm on home base, I'm safe here. Like your table's like home base for so many people, and everybody knows that it's a safe place. And if they come up, they're willing to chat and just be like genuinely cool people. So and I came to GeekCon, like, this isn't something I talk about. I don't talk about my mental health in front of strangers too often, but like I literally had a bit of a breakdown prior to coming to GeekCon because I had a lot of personal stuff that all came together all at once, and I just kind of broke. Right. So I was a little bit fragile coming down this last year, and excuse me, I'm getting a little emotional. And it was really good because for as much as I wanted to be present to help you guys and speak life into people, by doing that and seeing people react to being able to seeing people react to my attempts to try to speak life into them, whatever we're talking about, they were able to speak life back into me. And it was sort of a mutually beneficial sort of situation, I think.
That's cool.
So because you had asked me at the time, what's your favorite part of GeekCon, and I couldn't really put like words into it,
Right.
put words to it, because I at the time I was still con crud.
Yeah. Still working
but
through it all.
yeah, and I'm still processing a lot, and I'm still exhausted, but yeah, it was pretty much that. Like, the best parts of working these are the stuff that you don't pay to take home.
Yeah.
Although the entire series of Mob Psycho 100 is a close second.
That's fair. Oh man, Valindros, by the way, he says, I met you and I got to know you pretty well. So he enjoyed getting to meet you.
Yeah, but Val, you had the Dallas seal of approval, and I trust Dallas implicitly because he's hetero house husband number one.
I haven't heard that phrase in a while. I thought we gotten past it. Oh
Sir,
my gosh.
no. You and I are caught, to quote Lady Gaga, you and I are caught in a rad bromance.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. So I like Val. He's a good guy too. Oh my gosh. All right. So this young lady right here came up to our booth. Got to see her. I met her years ago when she was a teenager in high school. And she wasn't part of my church or anything like that. She's a young lady that I met and got to connect with a little bit. And she's a joy to see every year. She's got this great smile here. And so she's just super, super sweet. Me with Ichigo Corsair. John interviewing some people, which, by the way, if you want to hear what happened in that conversation, check out the latest episode of The Bottom Shelf. It is up in the feeds right now.
I think I remember what movie she said. I think she was the one that was talking about As Above, So Below.
Yes, she was that person. She was indeed. This one right here, this is Mike, who was frustrating the mess out of me. I know this guy. I met him several years ago. He's connected with Michael Stanley and the gaming, the Say Words Dallas, Game Warriors, Game for God. But he was like laughing because I have no idea who he is behind the mask. I'm like, I don't know who you are. So finally it made sense. But he's a cool guy. Also, if you want to hear about his opinions about bad movies, check out The Bottom Shelf. This is that guy that John recognized completely and utterly and knew exactly what video game he was from right off the bat. That was the key point of the Bible study tonight, Dallas. Is don't be a jerk. I confessed my sin. Oh my gosh. So again, just a cool guy, really, really nice dude. This is Jillian. She was the one person dressed as the character from Little Nightmares. She was dressed up as a character from Gravity Falls, I believe.
Yeah.
And super sweet girl. It's amazing how much a wig changes the way you look, though. Like when she walked up, I'm like, "Who are you?" And then it clicked. I was like, "Oh crap, you're Jillian. What's up?" Dale says his fury may prove fatal. Yes.
Lizzie Borden. Yes.
Tail. Oh my gosh. That's funny. This is a cool guy right here. This is a guy that Branson interviewed. The episode's not up, but Branson and I walked around interviewing people, asking them about their geeky hot take, right? And he had a really cool answer. Again, it'll be in the feeds hopefully next week. Really nice guy. He has a really cool fan theory. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the way that he views Batman and Arkham Asylum, it's pretty fascinating. It's a pretty cool little take. I wouldn't mind seeing Elseworlds using his take at all. But he's a really nice guy. He's a mental health advocate, and he's hoping to. I think he's going to go work for the VA before too long. Bob goes, Riddler or Matt Lesko? I don't know who Matthew Lesko is. Dale goes, he's a questionable person. This is Celeste and I, and this is a young lady right here. She's a young lady that we've known for years. Very sweet young lady. She hung out at our booth all day on Sunday. And then this is us and the guys in a very hot sun after we did a mad rush to get everything off the con floor and out of the convention center. How was that cleanup for you, John?
Fast and Furious, bro.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Like they were like, okay, the con's over, get out. Like you've never seen so many of the exhibitors' trucks pull up in front of the convention center. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do it than just get out before we turn the lights off on you.
Oh my gosh, it was a mad rush, dude. But I was thankful for the team for helping us out to get everything loaded up and out the door. And man, we were rocking and rolling with it. Val says about the other guy, because he's the guy who to sell you a book about how to get money from the government. I remember that commercial, John. Holy crap, John, you just slowly like gave me like a flashback right there. Memory unlocked. That's crazy. Dell says you don't have to go home, but you have to get out of here. Yeah, that's basically
exactly.
What it felt like.
Valandro just sent my mind down a pure moods rabbit hole now with that infomercial.
Right. Barry, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Anime Gamer, what's going on? Love the channel. I wish I had Christian Weave friends on PlayStation who played anime games. Oh, I'm sorry, Anime Gamer. Welcome to the thing. Hey, you're welcome to check out our Discord. We don't have a lot of people who play a lot of stuff on PlayStation, but you're welcome to hang out with us and be part of our Discord and part of our community if you want to. Anime Gamer.
And there is a friend exchange on there, so if there are PlayStation people on there, you can throw yourself out there, and people will be like, "Hey, I'll hook up with you," or whatever.
True story. If you go to our website, geekdevotions.com, let me just pull it up here. geekdevotions.com. Up here is one of these is a link to our Discord. I think it's I say that. I don't have a link to our Discord up here. Well, that's just silly of me. Hold on one second. Let me get the Discord out. And let me get an invite people. And copy. All right. Anime Gamer, here is a link to our Discord channel. Come hang out on our Discord. As long as you're
Valentro
cool
just threw it out there.
Oh, my dude, Valentro. Problem is, Val, that only hits the Twitch side. They're on YouTube side. But thank you. I need to rework my stuff so it does stuff on the YouTube side. Val says, thankfully your booth is not a merch vendor, so do not have so much. It's true. It's true. We were selling shirts.
I was about to say there is some merch, but we don't. That's not really the focus of what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like I said, if you want to buy one of our shirts, let us know.
They're pretty slick. I got one.
Yeah. And dude, Rick wore his shirt to church Sunday. I was like, my dude, look at all fresh. I appreciate the support. Anime Girl Gamer says, I will join. Thank you so much. God bless you and your wife. Yeah, absolutely, Anime. Hey, Anime, how did you find us? Have we met you in person? Did we meet you at GeekCon? How did you find us? Here's Celeste with a guy from the library, apparently, that you guys had talked to. And I got to connect with him later.
Yeah. He's the first guy you'll hear on the bottom shelf.
Okay.
Him and Kevin, I met him when I was wandering around with Kevin. He's from the Shreve Memorial Library, and super cool guy. He has his own small films project that he's just starting up as a filmmaker. So him and Kevin were talking shop quite a bit. So If you want to see what he's into, it's EJS. Go check that out. He was super into the idea of Christians showing out and being geeks. So when we told him we were with Geek Devotions, he showed up and grabbed all the cards he could. So he might even be listening to this or some of the other podcasts. So if you're there, my dude, you're cool in my book.
Very cool. Anime Gamer says, wives are a good thing. I love mine. Good deal. He goes, no, I've never met you. I've been subbed for a while. Oh, very cool. Well, thank you for commenting on the live stream. Appreciate it, my friend. All right. Here's John talking with Lloyd and now Anya. She changed this to Anya for the last day. And then I was trying to get my dude to be on the bottom shelf, but he's like, I'll have to come back for that, and he never did. Oh yeah. Oh man, he's into D&D. Like they play D&D at their church on a regular basis. So this is just before John interviewed these guys here for the bottom shelf, and this is John interviewing Deadpool for the bottom shelf. I think. Huh? This picture, that's the one I think that you used for the cover photo, isn't it? It is. This is the one I used for the cover photo for the episode. And then here's Celeste buying stuff. And then here's this. This is a cool moment. Branson here is talking with a former student of his, and it was just a cool moment. Branson ran into a couple of students actually during the weekend, and for him it was neat just getting to see them and talk with them, and the fact that they were wanting to engage with them, like it became a really great ministry moment for him, and it was pretty cool to see all that taking place.
I'm telling you, man, there's moments where you're just talking into people and that connection feeds back so hard into you that it you can like just dine on that experience for months.
No, totally. Here's a picture of John and our friend Livy hanging out in the booth.
Okay, so there's a story to this picture, and Kevin got mad at me for it, which just makes me laugh even more. So, like, literally right before this picture was taken, me and Livy, because they were playing "Bad Romance" by Lady Gaga on the overhead, and you know, I have a soft spot for really terrible pop music.
Yeah,
and so Livy and we were just sitting there bopping, like we were dancing and singing along. We had a whole routine going on. And I looked out the corner of my eye, saw Kevin getting his camera ready to take a picture of it. So right when he held it up, I turned and just deadpanned
him. Oh, it was funny. That was funny stuff right there. But again, it made a good moment for Liv. Like that's why I appreciate you being there, man. Is like you were part of the team as a whole. You were helping us to minister to her, as other people who were there. Here's Liz with her Berserk cosplay after winning the event. She's got a little smirk there, smiling.
Yeah, she was glowing after she won, man. And that's pretty close to the pose that she hit on the stage, although on the one on stage she had more of her game face going. Like,
oh yeah. That's cool. Dale says, I hope that we can somehow get the Retro Rewind guys and or the Cellcast guys here for 2025. That would be pretty cool.
I'm just gonna throw this out here. I've known Dallas and Celeste for less amount of time, and I've already gone twice. So,
oh man, I appreciate Kevin and I stuck around. So after the thing, like she was like, people were like talking to her like crazy. And I was like, I just want to say congratulations. And so shout out to Kevo for getting the shot of her and I together. This is pretty neat for me. So, but that, ladies and gentlemen, are all the pictures from GeekCon 2024 that we have for you. And we appreciate you guys hanging out. But ladies and gentlemen, it is late for me.
Wait, Dallas. You managed to get out of everybody what their favorite part of GeekCon was. But you have yet to state yours, sir.
I think I talked about it on ComTalk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this ComTalk?
No, but I talked about it on ComTalk.
Fine. push your show rather than a relationship, Dallas.
No. For me, man, the highlight for me at GeekCon is always just the interactions with people, having the opportunity to just love on folks for a moment. Just the few people that we talked to that just needed friends, and we were able to be that for a while. Those were moments that were special to me the entire time, and so that's my favorite thing from the event. So let's see here. Dale says, I appreciate y'all being there. Absolutely, man. We appreciate you being there. Cellcast goes, fairly certain you know Dallas longer than I have, John. And then Bobo says, time for my pre-bed nap. Valinder says, I've known Dallas 30 years, and I have been there once also.
have I known you longer than Cellcast, Dallas? I don't think I have. Because I didn't know you until after Supersonic, because I knew your wife during Supersonic, but I didn't really start talking to you until after I gave you that PlayStation.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. When did we start hanging out, bro? I'm trying to see, does Facebook tell me how long we've been Facebook friends?
Usually.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I don't know how long I've known him. I know it's for a while. I think I might have known you just a little bit longer than I have Drew.
See, I thought you knew him first because I thought he was a package deal with Francisco.
No, not necessarily. He came into I'm trying to figure out. I don't think I met Drew until Francisco was trying to form up the Culture Box after the Christian Geek Central network dissolved. And so I think that's when we did it. And so I can't remember when Christian Geek Central dissolved though. Memories.
Podcast, there was a period of time between, I think, 2010 and 2020 where Christian podcasting became a big mud pit that everybody was washing around in. So it's hard to know who met who when.
Right. It was a thing. Silcast goes, I was in Geek Devotion streams before then, but not long. Yeah, it's pretty close around the same time frame. All right, guys. Well, if you were at GeekCon, I'm going to hear from you. What'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you have fun? What was your favorite part of the con? Let us know. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have got to sign off because, again, it's late at night and I have to go to work tomorrow. So
hopefully I get to go to work tomorrow. So
yeah, hopefully. So for those of you guys listening, thank you guys so much for being part of the stream. We love you guys so much. Until next time, stay devoted.